2, 1. What's going on, motherfuckers? Welcome to the Crocs and Hot Pocket Show. Today is Sunday, November 5th, 2017, and this is episode number 44. Here with me tonight, I have SaltySam, SpeedDemon, and MrFortyTwo, but we're going to get to these fucks in just a hot second. Real quick, if you guys want to support the show or ask a question, give us any kind of feedback at all, feel free to leave a review of the podcast on iTunes, or you can email us at crocs@naaackers.com with whatever the fuck you feel like. So real quick, we're going to go around the room, give everybody a chance to introduce themselves to you. So Mr. Sam, what up with you?
My name is SaltySam. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at TheSaltySam. Instagram, Salty All Day. And what's been going on with me? Wait, oh.
You're
Well,
rusty,
you asked
man.
what's going on with you.
Yeah, that was my mistake. I don't want to hear what's going on in your life, Salty. Move along.
No, I'm SpeedDemon. You can find me on the GSM forums and Discord, and on Twitter at SpeedDemon2533.
I'm MrFortyTwo on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitch, and MrFortyTwo TV on Twitter.
Do you still use Snapchat?
Yeah. Gotta
How dare
entertain
you.
women somehow.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
That's the only way they like it. They just like those Snapchat filters.
You know what's funny is they don't want your dick unless there's a chance of it disappearing. What's up with that? Why? Like, you can't just send a dick in a text message anymore. They need to know that it's going to disappear after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Just me?
I mean, at the end of the day, don't you want your dick pics to disappear instead of ending up on like some fucked up ass website somewhere?
I really hope there's a website somewhere where it's just dicks. Like, nobody's face is shown. It's just pictures of dicks.
Like, the funniest thing they ever made on Snapchat was the screenshot fucking notification.
Yep.
You can still screenshot it.
But we will let
Motherfuckers
everybody
don't
know.
it.
I was reading an article today. Real quick. My name is Naaackers. You guys said the fucking shit. I was reading an article today about some guy who was so involved with Eve that he had to find a way to fund his addiction. So he got into amateur solo porn, would just film himself jerking off with fleshlights, and it was like
People
talking
pay for that?
Yeah.
People pay for
Jesus.
fucking everything.
He was making a shit ton of money, and I can't remember like the stats, but it was like 65% of his audience was female, but yet solo and male gay porn are the two most searched type of porn, according to YouPorn. I think it was like the stats of like this one website. I just thought that was so interesting, and he was talking about what he had to do. Like, you know, there's some certain people like certain camera angles, and you know, it really depends on the lighting and the angle and like the music that you put on the background. You got to build a set for yourself.
Marvin
I'm
Gaye.
thinking,
Just like a straight up video producer now.
right. But he's like, I just make a shit ton of money doing like just filming myself jerking off.
Yeah. You don't even have to show your face at that point.
Right. And he said he doesn't, and nobody would be able to find a video of him.
I know that dick.
You know,
I know that
it's funny
freckle.
because this actually don't take this the wrong way when I say this first sentence.
Already
But this
did.
story actually reminds me of the one time that I told somebody that I was streaming games online, and they're like, why do you do that? I was like, well, I'm gonna do it anyway. Why not film myself and get kind of some money from it? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna jerk off anyway. Might
Right.
as well film and get some money from it.
You're already at your computer jerking off. You just got to
Yeah.
hit a couple buttons.
I mean, if shit ever got difficult financially, is this ever something you'd resort to?
I really don't know. I don't think I would.
Guaranteed 150K a year.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I'll jerk
Clothes
off.
are coming off.
I'll jerk off right now.
Salty, you are the last person I expected to jump on that.
Hey, man, got to
150K
pay the
a
bill
year?
somehow.
I mean,
I mean that's not the average salary for that kind of person. Not that I
she
know.
said 100. If 150, yeah. If I'm promised 150K a year, yeah.
Okay. It was funny because on that same article, like below in the advertisements, there was a fleshlight that had a vampire mouth with like teeth, like vampire teeth. I'm like, holy shit, I bet that is sold out because there are probably some twisted fucks that want to get their.
to suck your cum.
I want to suck you off. Ah. One orgasm. Ah. All right. Anyways, what are you guys drinking?
I have 2 Dos Equis lined up after this amp is gone.
Is that what kind of? That
It's just a
bottle,
regular amp.
did they change like their logo or like their can? It looks different.
Yeah, I haven't had an amp in like 8 years. They definitely changed their can.
What is your energy drink of choice if you're not drinking amp? Coffee?
Coffee,
Yeah.
nonstop.
So because you don't drink those at oh my god, I have a hilarious burp story. If you don't drink those for like a super long time, is that your first energy drink in 8 years?
No.
Okay.
Just the first. Like, I never buy energy drinks just because they're so retarded expensive in comparison to just making a cup of coffee at my house.
I actually did the math the other day. I spend like anywhere from $50 to $70 a month in coffee, just going to either Tim Hortons or Starbucks. It's ridiculous.
I'm scared to look
See,
at
I
my
make
coffee
most
budget.
of my coffee.
You do? See, I got a thermos that I'm starting to make coffee in the morning and then bring it with me. But I'm the kind of guy that likes to wake up, shower, get dressed, and leave for work. I hate the more stuff I have to do before I leave for work, the more like rushed I feel. I just want to wake up and just go to work.
That's
just
why
how
you need to get a Keurig.
This is true. This is very true.
Because I'm the same exact way, and I'm not brewing a whole pot of coffee ever. I want it to be boiling hot when I get it, and I'm the same way. I just walk out of the fucking house. So normally if you leave it on all the time, which some people do, some people don't, I just leave mine on 24 hours a day. So the moment I get up in the morning, before I even take a piss, I walk in the kitchen, hit the button. By the time I do everything, it's done.
Okay. Do you just bring like 1 cup of coffee with you to work and then drink shop coffee while you're there?
Yep.
Okay.
Even though the coffee there sucks balls, it's like the weakest shit on the planet. It's almost hotel coffee.
Oh, water. It's like tinted water.
I have to use 2 bags of it in 1 pot to make it strong enough to where it's not just water.
All right, Speed, what about you, man?
I was drinking sweet tea, but it's empty, and I'm too lazy to get up and go get some more.
So now you have nothing?
Nothing right now.
God damn it. Well, 42.
Wise man once said, "We got our Timmies, eh?"
Hey.
I didn't have any. I didn't want to go. I'm trying to get off beer because I'm trying to get back into the gym thing again. So I'm, of course, drinking coffee with tons of creamer and shit in it, which is probably just as bad. But coffee.
I holy crap, what I was going to say. Oh, I too, and I'm trying to get off the beer. Oh, once you start drinking again after you stop, it's so goddamn difficult to get back into only drinking hard liquor. Because for the most part, hard liquor sucks. I want a tasty cold brewski from a beer factory. I don't want this shit. I don't know. There's no matter what. And if you want to make anything tasty with hard liquor, calories up the ass. Like 200 to 300 calories a drink. And if you want to do it, the least amount of calories, it tastes the worst. And obviously the same can be said for beer, but I don't know. Beer is just way more pleasurable.
No matter what your fucking crutch when it comes to booze or illicit materials, all gonna make you fat.
Right. Oh well.
I don't care.
So I'm drinking currently vodka tonic. Or no, I'm sorry, not even tonic, it's vodka soda. So it's like the most tasteless alcohol you can have. Actually, I guess just straight liquor would probably be worse, but so quick burp story. We were like an hour and a half before the podcast started. Me and Weenie were sitting on the couch eating McDonald's, and I probably shoved like I would say like 4. I did like 4 handfuls of fries in a row, like eating, and then drinking Coke. Felt this huge burp coming on, and so let out this burp. Up comes this pod from my fucking stomach and up into my mouth. I pull it out. It literally looks like French fries that had just been compressed into a single unit of fry. Like you guys know what sugar snap peas look like a sugar snap pea pod. It looked like that, all solid, one color, and just like mush.
That's fucking gross, dude.
It was and I just pulled it out, and it was just. Now sometimes I burp, and little, obviously little chunks come up, little acid reflex or what have you. But this thing was like this
How was
big.
it solid?
I think my stomach started to digest it and compress it, but it all just came up in just one solid piece.
When you
Dude
chew
needs to
on it,
fucking
it's mush.
chew a little bit more.
Maybe I do.
Sounds like something my son would do.
So imagine just like a plate of chewed food, and then you had like 10 minutes to form it into a shape of something with your hand. Like it wasn't just a French fry. It was just a bunch of wet food compacted into a single unit of stomach acid shit. And it just came right back up. So yeah, it was hilarious and terrible at the same time. Actually, I think I still have it. Then I dropped it into the McDonald's bag that we ordered it. Weenie's probably within an inch of it at the moment.
What?
Tight esophagus. All right, cool. So it's been a minute since we've had a free for all podcast. I think I had to cancel one like 2 months ago, and then TwitchCon came up. And of course, because these are only every other week, they only come up twice a month. So I think it's been 2 months since we've done a free for all episode. So that either means a shit ton has happened, or in Speed case, that means nothing has changed and he's gonna have the same answer as always. So this just in, a new report from SpeedDemon in a second. But first, let's visit SaltySam. What's up with you, man?
I've actually been, it's getting to be the busy season now. As you've seen, I cut my beard off, got a haircut, and did all that shit. But with all the holidays coming up and having a kid and all the family members that have to visit, like even Halloween, we went to pretty much everybody's house for a different event. So like we did a couple of Halloween fair things. That was like 3 of those. And then we carved pumpkins at my dad's house, and we fucking went to my mom's house to go trick-or-treating. So it's like busy as shit 24 hours a day.
Ugh.
Then of course actual Halloween. And then my wife was driving my son up to my dad's house a couple weekends ago, and somebody had left their trash can or hadn't gone out and gotten it from the end of their driveway, and it was heavy as fuck, and it blew one of those like 90-gallon trash cans straight into the fucking road on like a no-shoulder, deep-ass ditch winding back road near our house. So she swerved to miss it. It ripped her whole fucking mirror off the side of her car. Like, it didn't rip it all the way off, but only because it has a defroster and a motor in it. So the wire kind of fucking kept it from just totally breaking. But the mirror shattered. The motor was broken. So, like, I had to I got one from the junkyard. It cost way too much money for being junk. But then I had to have my buddy paint it to match. Of course, her paint had to be some fucking, like, triple metallic pearl shit.
Yep.
But luckily, it was literally the best man at my wedding. So he has his own custom shop about 5 miles away from my house. So
Perfect.
Luckily, it was done in like 2 days. Like, he got it, all the little scratches and shit out, repainted it, and cleared it and everything, cured it in 2 days, and got it back on the car. Finished getting my workbench totally done up. Pegboard hung, all the other shit hung. actually just got a line. My mom's work is redoing a conference room, and there's a 12-foot section of base cabinets that's in that conference room that they're going to get rid of, and they're just going to throw it in the trash. Got a solid countertop across the whole fucking thing, so
Swoop.
snatching that up, and that'll pretty much complete the garage cabinets.
Awesome,
I
dude.
literally don't even know what the fuck I'm going to do with all of those. I think it's actually it's 18 feet, 3 6-foot cabinets sections that I have to figure out where they're going to go.
Would you ever consider doing like an island on the on where your cabinets already are, doing an island like on the other side of it?
Takes away
Well,
shelf space, man.
Well, I actually thought about using 2 of the cabinets back to back, putting them on a platform and putting that on wheels and just making like a huge assembly table.
Oh, there's a good idea.
Just have a 6-foot, I think they're 18 inches deep, so a 6-foot by 40-inch top. Like that would be good. But I'd have to make a frame that could hold that much weight. Like I'd probably have to weld that.
Oh,
So my stepdad can weld and all that shit. So it's a possibility. I have to get them first so I can see exactly how big they are and how heavy they are. Because I know it's just going to be like garbage ass particle board cabinets. So it's, even though they're shitty quality, they're heavy as fuck. So
heavy means good.
Yeah. I also some of the people here also watch BBR's channel. Me and the mods, a few of the mods, had a project we've been working on for like the last 2 months.
That long?
Well, it was like it wasn't really a whole lot of planning. It was just waiting for people to send videos. Like the first week, the plan was set, and then just getting all the videos in. And then I did about, I think it took me 6.5 hours because every person had sung both songs, a minute and a half of both of the songs that played during the video. And then I had to line each person's up for both songs and then go through and take clip after clip of whoever. And then I had to put the overlays in, all the transitions and all that shit. So it was like 6.5 hours total. But it was, I think at the end I had 19 tracks of editing.
Oh my God, Salty.
Because I had everything split up. As I was going through the videos, I was pulling clips that I thought were funny or that I thought needed to be in the final cut. So I had channels for clips. I had channels for the final song tracks. I had channels for fucking everything. So little overcomplication from myself, but it was fucking hilarious. And then the only other thing is getting ready for you to come down to DC and go to fucking RLCS. World Championships are going to be at MGM at the new casino right in National Harbor. So got that all next weekend.
Yo, I'm trying to get me some lobster rolls, all right, or some crab cakes.
Yeah, crab cakes. Don't get lobster rolls.
Well, they look so delicious. I want to try one. Why not?
They are if you get it fresh in like New Hampshire.
Oh.
But Maryland doesn't have shit for lobster.
Really?
You can still get crab cakes or
all
oysters if you like oysters. It's oyster season right now, so it's like fresh as fuck.
What is I think we went over this on stream one time, but what's the difference between an oyster and a mussel? Aren't they sort of kind of the same thing?
They're both crustaceans.
Oh, what a terrible name for a species or a group of species. That's just crustacean. That's like the dried lady jizz you get on your pants when you fucking don't take your pants all the way up. The mighty crustacean. Okay. Well, shit. Well, it sounds like you've had a good bit going on, then. That's good.
Yeah, man. I've been staying pretty fucking busy, as per usual.
Good shit. All right. We interrupt this broadcast to tune in to Mr. SpeedDemon on what has been going on in his life. Speed, tell us what's going on out there.
Nothing.
God damn it. You're fucking fired.
Well, I'm sorry. I work 6 days a week. I have no time to do anything, all right?
When are you gonna go horrible bosses on this guy and just get yourself rich somehow so you can tell him to fuck off? Wait, this is a family friend, isn't he? No? Okay, so we can. I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Actually, that's a good idea. Just fuck him.
Right in the ass.
Hey, boss, you want to suck that dick?
But yeah, I mean, I don't like the job. I've been looking for a new job. It's just hard to find one
Right.
while I work. I mean, the only time I get to really, if I want to go to anything, Sunday, everything's closed. So
Do you
they make it hard to look for another job.
do you work with clients? Yeah, or clients / customers.
Like with people that walk in, I don't really consider them clients. They're just.
Did you
People
just
that
say you're
come
gonna
in.
cut people as they walk in? What?
No. I said that they don't really. I wouldn't really. Nothing. I wouldn't really say they're clients.
I don't know
Just
what
let
you
fucking
said.
walk in.
You're like, yeah, I can't cut them when they walk in. That's not really a thing.
Sometimes I wish I could cut them, but I mean.
Okay.
yeah, it's not
What you
good
need
for
to start
business.
doing is ask every single cut customer that you're like, hey man, I gotta get out of here. Yeah.
I'm trapped.
Help me.
Help me.
Just say that you'll go out and slash their tires and they'll be stuck here with you for hours unless they get you another job.
Yeah, I mean, I have to do something, right?
If you had a choice, what kind of work would you want to get into?
I honestly don't know. I mean, I want to be a police officer, but when I applied, I was guaranteed. I would say I was kind of guaranteed, but what I have to do, they have to have a ratio of like white and African Americans with the population, and they needed more African American police officers, so I didn't get the job. So I mean, I can
Really?
apply again some other time, but not right now.
Yeah, there's a
kinda
lot of
weird.
departments like that nowadays that it's just a number they have to hit, which is as fucked up as it is. It's pretty much you just can't get around it nowadays.
I have never heard anything
Everybody's
like
a
that.
fucking
Mhm.
walking
like
on
in
eggshells nowadays.
Like in Texas, I gotta have a ratio of white, black, and Latino. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's just you gotta have the ratio fit the population. I mean,
Okay.
it's just something they gotta do. But
Interesting. I have no insight whatsoever into the law enforcement, hiring process. So that's just crazy. I didn't know that was a thing.
so
Like-
I mean, hopefully I can try again. But I don't want to join the police. But like I want to join the sheriff's department, not the police department. The
Okay.
police department around here it's shitty. It's crap. So.
I feel like any other workplace that would be labeled as discrimination, but
No,
No, it's not. That's
I think
that's like
requiring?
I see why it needs to be done that way. I mean, it
Okay.
makes sense.
that's crazy.
it's just PC bullshit. That's
Yeah.
pretty much every big corporate company or government nowadays forces some
What?
sort of diversity program.
Interesting.
They
Okay.
might not put it to a number like the government people will, but they definitely do consider it. So, and like Paul said, I'm with him. If I just couldn't be a cop in the climate that it is today,
No.
Yeah, it's getting pretty bad.
especially not like where I live near DC. It's just a clusterfuck.
I mean, they have to think twice before defending themselves, and it never usually
Which
ends
is
good when they got to
Oh,
think
shit.
about it.
That's crazy.
But it's either that or I would like to go back to school and do something in tech support, but I wouldn't say tech support. What are they?
Like IT.
Technology, IT,
Like
something
help
like that.
test.
Dude,
Yeah, something like that.
take it from me. You don't need school. Just start.
Unless you're going into the government.
Right. To just start working on certifications. You can take all the, like, anything that they're going to teach you in school, you can do at home. Like, you can learn at home. And in this day and age, the probability of you getting like a teacher that is passionate about the career path and actually knows what they're doing is so goddamn small, unless you're okay paying $30,000 to $40,000 a year. Like, if you're going to hit a community college or just like a low end university, you're like, just check out not Linda, there's another one, a CBT Nuggets. You can pay, I think it's like $80 a month, and you get unlimited access to all of their video tutorials. So there's classes that are broken down into technology courses, and you can learn everything that you can learn at a university for like level 1 and level 2 tech. So there is.
And my buddy did it pretty much the same way, except for he didn't even go for a fucking degree at first. He went straight and did a boot camp class through the college for CISSP certifications, which is critical infrastructure security and protection. And if you get that certification, you're guaranteed a fucking job with the government. Like a lot of network security, I mean, it's a hard test. It's like a fucking 3-hour test. You have to get, I think, an 80% or above. And it's like fucking 800 questions or some shit. But
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
my buddy did it in 2 tries and walked into a job making like 70 grand a year.
Security, network security is a whole fucking different beast that I can't wrap my head around. But there's so many other jobs that just deal with like level 1 and level 2 tech support that you could learn so easy. Take it from a guy who didn't go to college and manages network. Like when I first got my job, I didn't even know what the fucking IP address was. And it's when you just work with that shit over and over again, you learn real fucking quick, especially with you having the knowledge you already have with building computers. And I think one of the biggest qualities is not just because like I think this is me spouting bullshit, but I've heard from my employer that the reason they enjoy me working there is because of the skills that I have past the IT networking, just like general stuff, knowing about web or knowing about like social media or even shit like handyman shit. Like having those qualities that you have will do you even better when it comes to getting a job and holding on to a job, because getting your foot in the door is it's kind of both ways. Getting your foot in the door can be 10% of it, and then you can show your skills, and that will have you, that will set you up for that job. Or getting your foot in the door could be all of the hard work, and then once you're there, you're in there. And so I would really, really encourage you to just start looking for, instead of spending $10,000 to $15,000 on community college, find a website where you pay a monthly subscription fee and just take classes at your own pace, and you'll learn. Obviously, that takes self-discipline, which I know you fucking have. But there's some things that no, you don't have stuff. Please, I know you, Speed. Spend $1,000 a year on an online subscription to like Linda or CBT Nuggets or something else, and teach yourself, because it's you'll love the fact of knowing what you know after 2 or 3 years and not having $50,000 worth of student loan debt, which you will most likely drown in.
That's what I'm not want to do. I don't want to be in debt at all, because
that's why if you get a basic entry level job like that, help desk or something like that, 90% of the time they'll pay for your fucking school.
Right.
You just go.
Yeah.
It's the same guy I'm talking about from before.
Yeah.
Started a job. I think it was like a $12 or $13 an hour job as what they called a general clerk. Basically made him like the IT's bitch. If there was wire to be ran, if there was insulation that needed to be pulled back, if there was a fucking ceiling tile he had to crawl up in, he was the fucking guy. The whole time he was doing that job, he was going to school, and they paid for his all the way up until his master's. And I think they pay like 50% of that. So
and the problem I'm running into now is every job I see, it's like, you have to have all these certifications, which is fine. I could get that. Then 3 to 4 years of this type of work. I'm like, how am I supposed to get work experience if no one will hire me because I don't have work experience? It's an endless loop, and I can't find how to get around it.
Right.
No one will even look at it.
You just got to try.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I still apply, but I mean, they just won't do anything if you don't have any experience in the field.
Talk to J-Bon, because J-Bon just moved. He was working in automotive for years, and he just now got his first job in the technology field. So he might have a little insight. But I would say that the best route would be learn a little bit. Base certifications for IT jobs are like A+ cert, Network Plus, and sometimes a Security Plus. but you can take those online, and then you pay money to go take the test, and then you get the certification, and that's usually enough to get you into a level 1 like help desk IT. And then once you get your foot in the door, you fucking show them what you know and show them what you're worth, and they'll move you wherever, you know, your skill allows you to be. So
Show them that bright personality, Speed.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then
the
cut
doors will
them.
be shut.
Threaten to cut them.
This guy is crazy. Shut the doors.
Real quick, before we get into Speed's gaming, Salty, as far as you gaming, have you done any gaming? Because I think we talked about this last time, but we were kind of merging the non-gaming and gaming into a single topic, so I think we kind of forgot.
Yeah, it's been like 2 months, man. What the fuck? I passed the baton too early last time. I haven't been playing a lot. I played with you guys, played some BF4 for the first time in like 2 years, and that was actually really fun. So thinking about just leaving it installed, assuming it's not totally fucked on my end, because my server browser was like nothing but European servers. Yeah, I think there was 2 US servers listed at the top, and one of them was like totally filled, and the other one was 4 people. And they
Just be a
kicked me
setting
like 2
off.
seconds in. I don't trust anything to do with my internet. It always sucks.
Wait,
balls.
for what game?
Battlefield 4.
Battlefield 4.
Oh yeah, yep. I was like, Ark? No fucking way.
No, I haven't even played Ark since before Coyote got rid of his server.
Coyote got rid of it?
Well, they're
Yeah.
on another server.
But Dark Cobra picked another one up, so they got another one.
They just
Holy
cleaned the
shit.
needle and got a new one.
Yeah.
Had to go back to the clinic for a couple days.
That
Some
strain of
lockdown.
heroin is no longer in production, so they had to find a new one.
Yeah. So, but been playing Fortnite. I've played a few matches with Vans and I think Walt and Ideal Shooting one day, and I've also been playing the whatever it is, Save the World, the PvE. They say it's PvE version. It's really fun, and I'm still looking for more people to play with, because it's one of those things where it's not required that you have a squad of friends, but it would be nice to have friends playing with you, because you can kind of solidify your strategy, because it's just tower defense. You basically just explore the map, loot whatever the fuck you want to get, and then there's an objective. So you loot, and it might be that you have to set up some sort of antenna. You put the antenna down, and once you turn it on, the waves of zombie things start coming at you. So you have a certain amount of time. It can take as long as you fucking want, but if you just want to run through it, you can literally just start the fucking waves the moment you drop into the game.
Got it. Okay.
So, but most people use those type of submissions to like loot, because you carry loot on. Whatever you have goes the next mission, the next mission. You want to have a ton of shit on you, because eventually you have to do wave defenses on your own base, and there's not a lot of resources to loot as far as like materials, just like the materials you would loot in the regular game.
Okay.
Metal, stone, wood. You have to build your own shit out. All the traps that you pick up in Fortnite VR, there's like 1,000 different ones in the regular game. You can build your own weapons. I mean, I'm really enjoying it. And it was 40% off. I got the Founders Edition, which is like second to the top, I think. It came with a free key and a bunch of extra content, but it cost the same as it would for the standard edition normally. So I was like,
Okay.
fuck it. I'll give them $40. And then tried to play Killing Floor 2 the other day, but it was just fucked. It'll turn on, it'll come up, and once you try to go onto a server, it just fucking stops responding,
Huh.
blinks in and out. I couldn't get it to run. I even tried it today. It wouldn't run. I think I might have to fucking uninstall it and reinstall it.
We had the weirdest and first bug that I've ever seen in Killing Floor, where the instance just died and all of the zombies just were running in place, and we had to quit because we couldn't go any farther. I've only seen and heard of bugs once they got out of early access, Like I've never
Yeah.
heard of bugs in
Yeah.
that game.
I've always had a fucking amazing experience playing that game.
That was that's like one game always go back to, always have fun. Even though I don't play it a lot, always a good time. So if there's anybody in chat who doesn't know or doesn't have what Killing Floor 2, go pick it up. It's probably $20, I would say right now, or is it more expensive now that it's out of EA?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Guess it's probably more expensive now.
Think so? 40, 45?
It's 32 Canadian, so
It's probably 25, I'd say, probably for US. The best currency in the world. Just kidding. Yeah. So yeah, I was extremely surprised to see Squads. Well, I can't believe.
$30.
Is it 30? Okay, that's pretty fucking good. And with the amount of content and maps, there's a shit ton of maps now. Holy shit, they've added a lot of maps. There's at least 15 or 16, I think. All right, Speed, gaming for you.
Played some Overwatch and Fortnite with the robot and them a few days ago. Been playing a lot of Foxhole. That game, it's kind of hard to describe. I suggest watch a video about it if you want to know what it's all about.
Bourbon's trying to get me into Foxhole. I'm not taking it. I ain't doing it.
It's a different type of game. I mean, it's really hard to get into. What made me like it, you spawn in and you're at the main base, and I got a ride to the front line, and there's 150 people shooting each other in this one small little area, and it's chaotic, and it just was interesting. So that's why I keep playing it now. Picked up Assassin's Creed Origins, been playing that. I'm kind of enjoying it. It's just my opinion. The Assassin's Creed series has kind of went downhill from Revelations. A little bit of Fallout 4, Escape from Tarkov, and I'm thinking about purchasing Star Citizen.
You don't like the new Assassin's Creed?
Not really, no.
Really? You are probably the only person that I've said I've heard say
The
doesn't
fact
like
that
it.
if you've ever played Assassin's Creed, one of the main weapons is a hidden blade. The fact that you have to upgrade it to be able to kill somebody, I just think is ridiculous. They extended the life of the game to make every level, like every mission, where you need to be a certain level for it to be somewhat easy. So this mission that's level 13, if you try to do it at level 10, it's going to be very hard for you. And I don't like how they tried to extend the life of the game by doing that.
See, I'd actually kind of prefer that.
Mm-mm.
Not you?
No, I don't like I see it's a different type of game, but it's not the game I like. I don't like having to go and
It's more
spend time.
grindy.
I don't have to spend time grinding and getting resources to upgrade my weapons and my armor and my blade just so I can do a mission. The other Assassin's Creed, you go and you do it. I mean, the game lasted 6 to 8 hours playing it, and this game, people are saying they're beating it in 6 to 8 hours, not rushing it, and the fact that you got to spend hours collecting stuff just kind of shows how long the game actually is, and it's just something I don't enjoy.
Wouldn't you rather have like some challenge when you're, because that's one of the main issues with single player games right now is you can beat them in 6 hours, and like trying to beat Halo, the first Halo on Legendary, get fucking real, kid. That shit's gonna take you at least 20 hours to beat all the way through. But that, like, the first game that just made me think of was Pokemon. Like, if you, old school Pokemon Red and Blue, if you wandered into a part of the map where you were not fit to battle, you got your ass fucked, like dry and hard.
Well, it's almost, I would say, impossible when you're like 2 levels down. When you attack one of these AI, their health doesn't even go down any, so you can't defeat them unless you get closer to that level.
So it's a little too steep. Like
I would say it doesn't make
Okay.
it. I don't mind it being hard, but it makes it almost impossible if you're not at the right level.
So is your gripe more so that they used that to make the game seem longer than it
Yes.
actually is? Okay, I can understand that then.
That they added microtransactions into
Yeah.
the game that never had it before and doesn't need it. Every game now is adding microtransactions, and they're making it not needed. But since they're all adding it and easing it in here, it won't be too long till every game has microtransactions.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, it seems like you're probably on the opposite end of the spectrum, because everybody who I've heard say that they don't like Assassin's Creed games is loving this one.
It's different than what the Assassin's Creed games are. I can see why some people would enjoy it. The world's nice. They've added a bunch of stuff to the game that's really nice. I just don't like the leveling and the way they made it. Because your Assassin's Blade should be a one-hit weapon, right? If you've ever played it, you understand. You sneak up on somebody, you can jump on them and insta-kill them. You can if you haven't upgraded your Assassin's tool. And I just don't like that.
Okay.
And the missions seem very, like... Even when I'm playing on max difficulty and I go in, I can easily stealth around. This area would have like 5 AI. You gotta sneak around, that's it. The other games, which last ones I played was Revelations, and there, if you've done a mission, there's 20 to 30 AI patrolling, so it made stealth really hard.
Damn.
So it's just really different and not enjoyable.
Okay.
Call me crazy. Space. Assassin's Creed.
It probably will
Assassin's
Call
Creed
of
in
Duty.
space.
Oh my, yeah, right.
Laser beam under knives.
Assassin's Creed Advanced Knife Fair.
Sneak up on a guy and rip off his spacesuit.
23,
All right.
Other than that, and then I'm thinking about purchasing Star Citizen really soon. And they've added a lot to it. I know I've said before I wanted to wait to release, but just where everybody says how the game is now, that it's kind of worth. I think that one of the packages is $40 to play it. I was probably
Wait.
going to end up.
Is the game out?
It's been playable, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got
Define
Star Citizen,
playable.
like
It's playable. It's not there's bugs, of course, but it's not bad. It's playable. There's a lot of stuff to do. I posted a video in the GSN Discord of like 45 minutes of gameplay. They made a whole planet a city. Like, it's been an overpopulated planet. It's nothing but cities you can fly around in and go to different stores, and you got different missions you can go do. It's got stuff there, and it's only $40 if you
I have
do the
not-
basic pack.
I've not heard or seen a single content creator mention Star Citizen in the past
I think because it's been out for so long.
8 months.
it's been out for like 2 years.
Like out, complete, done, or as
No.
in like it's just
No.
You
It's
can-
still a
It's just
lot of
beta
stuff's been
shit.
added, but there's a lot of stuff there. It's basically a beta.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have
it's early
a stable
access.
version and a test, like
Mhm.
test servers and shit you can play on. But when I built my wife's computer before she was my wife, that's had to have been 3 years ago, 2 or
It was
3
a long
years
time
ago.
ago. Mhm.
Made that bitch my wife.
And
then I beat Star Citizen.
when I built hers, it came with a code. Because she's got a 270X,
Okay.
one of those fucking Radeon cards, and it came with a code for it and a free ship, which is the only reason I even downloaded it, because the ships are like $50 and up.
$279 for one ship.
Oh my God! What?
Or
No.
you have to earn it or steal
yeah.
it.
Or steal it, yeah. You can get it.
And just steal it from other
But
people.
I just can't-
which is
I just
Now
can't
that
think
I'm
about-
down with.
I just can't
Right.
think about spending $279 and have the 3 months insurance that go away, and then someone steal it, and I'm just out $279.
You know how you get that money? Flashlight porn. That's what this is what the guy was doing. He's like, man, I really need to get some goddamn chips in this game. Jerk off to some Mariah Carey and film it, put it on the internet, make 100K.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting it. The basic package is like $40, and you get some okayish ships. So I may
I
be
think I
getting
played
it.
it for
Hopefully-
like an hour.
Hopefully, we can find some people to play it, because the ship I'm gonna get is probably gonna be like a 4-person ship.
Are you gonna build yourself like a flight cockpit and just
I don't know. I
lose
thought
yourself?
about it, but
Living it.
like I recently had to spend a lot of money to buy tools for my job because they don't buy us any tools. So
Jesus.
I spent $6,000 on tools.
Stop
That's-
that! Please tell me you take them when you walk away.
They're in a toolbox there. It's locked. They can't use
You
it if I'm not
roll
there, but-
that toolbox out on a fucking hoverboard when you leave that place. Do not let them take that.
Oh yeah.
Did you have to spend $6,000, or you just fucking
I
Snap-on
needed-
guy fucking got your ass?
Snap-on guy came in. He had a very good deal. Okay, it was a great deal. And
Mhm.
I didn't jump on it because I needed tools. I jump on it because I can resell it and make double.
Oh,
what I
I'm
made.
I'm
Is
with
it-
you. Snap-on tools
Yeah.
are worth their weight in gold, but you're gonna
Mhm.
pay gold prices for them. My buddy's
Snap
got
on?
It's
Yeah.
the type of it's
Like snap off? Snap on, snap off?
Snap-on.
Snap-on is. I wouldn't say they're the most amazing tools in the world. They cost about as much as like Matco tools, or they're one of the most expensive brands out there, but they have a lifetime warranty on fucking
You
everything.
break something, you take it to them, and say, "Here, replace it." You get a replace
Yeah.
tool.
And
That's the-
especially when it
my-
comes to mechanics and stuff, the truck comes to your fucking shop, and you can do it on payment basis.
That's what I have it on. I didn't spend flat out $6,000, but
Yeah.
that's what it.
18-volt lithium cordless drill. $700. Jesus
good drill.
fuck. Oh my god.
I'm not shitting you though. Their quality is unmatched. Plus, Canadians make them.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down.
Yeah.
I think all the Snap-on factories are in Canada.
You got a fucking Snap-on tool belt there, 42? You fuck.
I didn't know anything about them. There's a guy that drives a truck that says Snap-on on it around the town that I work in, and I was always like, I always saw him like with the whole back thing open with all these tools, and I was like, is that just? I never looked into it, but I was like, you just like a mobile tool guy? You
Mhm.
just go around to people's
And
places.
it's not expensive to buy into there. Like if I was in an area that needed a truck, I think I looked into it, was like $30,000 to buy into the franchise. You get a truck, you drive around with tools, and you make a lot of money doing that.
Yep, it's all commission based.
I mean, I understand it. Holy shit, a socket wrench, $70. Just for the wrench. You can get a set of sockets for $70.
You have a lifetime warranty though. If you go to Lowe's and buy it and it breaks, well, fuck you. You ain't getting anything else.
I'm gonna be broke for a lifetime if I buy these tools.
Yeah, but these tools, in the same way
If
that
you use them a
$2,000 fucking computer is not for old granny lady checking
This is
her
true.
fucking Facebook. Like, if you use tools for a living, it helps to have good tools.
Yeah,
And
this-
there is no fucking substitute, no matter what tool you're talking about, for spending the money and getting good shit. I have proven that point time and time again in my garage because I buy a lot of cheap garbage to make
From Harbor
sure
Freight.
that like it's something that that from Harbor Freight to make sure that this is something that I want to continue doing. But like for my work and shit, buying good boots, buying good, breathable clothes, shit like that, and now more so than ever, spending money on good glasses that don't fuck my eyes up.
See, the only downside is if I worked in a shop with these tools, every time I grabbed a tool, I would go snap on. Like every fucking time I would grab one, I'd have to do that. Yeah. Clap, clap.
Clap on.
That is interesting. It seems they're probably so mad that they are a reputable company and that their name is Snap-on. They're like, God damn it, we should have changed our name when we were small. Because that just seems like such a not great company. It's like, what?
Snap-on sounds so convenient and cheap.
Right. Like the whole part of the company is you buy a belt that has little snaps and you connect the tools to your belt with little snaps, and you have your son come to work with you, and every time he pins a tool to your belt, he goes, "Snap on, Daddy."
Let
You
me
go, "Get out of here, you little shit."
$6,000 onto your wallet.
Right. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
but
was
that's
a
all tax deductible too.
toolbox, and yeah, there's a toolbox and
Good point.
a bunch of tools on there. The tools that came on there was worth $10,000, and the toolbox itself is worth like $7-8,000. Not only if I was to pay it off now, it'd spend $4,000, but I'm paying $6,000 in like finance fees and stuff. So if I was
Got
to
it.
sell it, I can make close to double what I spent on it. So that's the main
Yeah.
reason I got it. It was a great deal. So
As long as you have a place to keep it, they're the best.
it
fucking
came with a
things on the
toolbox.
planet.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like if you're talking about getting a different job that has nothing to do with that, they're great tools to keep that you can keep for the rest of your fucking life if you want them.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just fitting them. Like when my buddy left his job to start his own business, he had to rent a fucking flatbed tow truck, and they had to fucking use a giant forklift, push it up the ramp, secure it in place, and then he had to pay the guy to fucking drive it an hour and a half down the road. So it was
Yeah.
like fucking $500 to get his $10,000 toolbox out of that fucking shop into his house.
And that's a cheap toolbox. You can get one for $60,000 if you want it. That's like NASCAR stuff, though. I mean,
This
I
is
don't see
fucking
any...
crazy too. I mean, there's like you buy, I think it's a 6 foot wide box or an 8 foot wide box that's taller than I am. It's 7 feet tall. And the top section, it has like stereos and fucking lighting and all kinds of shit in it. It's fucking amazing.
Raven at work while I'm fixing my car.
It's literally like the length of the workbench I just built and probably twice the height minimum. It's huge.
Lord. All right, cool. What have you just been playing standard Overwatch? Speed?
I mean, the only time I played it was the time that we played it all together on Robot Stream. That was the last time I played in months. So.
Got it. Okay.
Way back.
Okay. 40 twat. What up with you, homie?
I had a calendar app on my phone and I accidentally somehow wiped it, so I don't remember what the fuck I've done for the past like 2 or 3 months. But basically, one thing I can definitely talk about is we went to TwitchCon. You, me, and Weenie kind of planned this trip and went down to TwitchCon, so we did that. Had a absolute blast. I'm definitely going to be trying to go to every single one of those from here on out, as long as I'm, I don't get banned on Twitch or anything silly like that. I'm going to keep going to them. This could have been just some bullshit that I did here somehow, but apparently the next one might be in Texas.
TwitchCon?
Yeah.
What?
But I don't know. That just might be. I watched a clip of some girl who accidentally said she almost leaked it, and I don't know who she was, so I could have just been something else. I didn't pay much attention to it, but even if you guys aren't streamers, TwitchCon is so good to go to, even if you're just a viewer. Like, there was like, you could see, like, it was amazing to me how many times just walking through the whole event center that you would walk right by somebody that you watch on a regular basis, and even if you don't talk to them in their chat or anything like that, it was just so insane to just walk by them and just be like, "Hey guys, that was what's his nuts."
Yeah, right.
Just like, and they're all just walking around, hanging out by themselves. We sat down for food, and what
Gross Score
is the guy that we make fun of all the time because he's just a fucking spaz. Just sat down right beside us, eating fucking lunch the one day. We were just sitting there like snapping off Gross Score quotes right in front of him. He luckily didn't hear us.
That was so surreal because I've been watching that, like I've been watching clips of that guy for as long as I've been on Twitch.
Yeah.
And like one of the first things I ever saw was when a viewer called a prostitute to his house. Like that was the clip that I found him. And then we're just sitting there eating and he sits down with a couple noodles and he's just shoving his face. I'm like, this is fucking weird. Or is he just walking by streamers who you've only seen in a tiny little box playing video games and suddenly they're an actual human being walking around. So that was definitely a surreal experience.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff that, like, some of the stuff that I thought was really cool about TwitchCon was just like the fact that you could go to, there was like a whole schedule for each and every single day that you could go to where there was like panels about, how to protect yourself as a streamer in terms of financials, like security, all that stuff. They had different panels for like every little thing. They had stuff for, well, you're an affiliate now. What's the best way you can get yourself to partnership? They had stuff like, the guys who were doing family RP, the GTA 5 stuff. They had a whole panel on those guys, which we were able to see what Sheriff Eli looked like in person. Did not
Speaking of, did you hear?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Drama alert.
Oh, just fucking Twitch drama. Apparently Sheriff Eli's not going to be playing on the family RP server anymore.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Sheriff Eli is questionable nowadays, and his antics and his character is now, like, his true character is seeing the limelight, and not great. If I'm being
No.
like I don't like to talk shit about other streamers, but his true self is like starting to surface, and I'm just gonna leave that right there. So yeah, apparently he's no longer streaming on Family RP. I don't know what he's gonna be doing nowadays.
I mean, I don't really see how any of them thought this was going to be a super long-term thing anyways.
Right.
And I mean, you put somebody in under a fucking microscope for long enough, they're going to fucking crack eventually. And especially somebody who was never really necessarily wanted to be in the limelight.
Right.
I mean, somebody gives me 20 grand and says, go fucking build yourself a computer and start streaming. You got to at least do it for a little while. Like, I'm sure he's made a fuck ton of money.
Oh my God. Just
the first
like
day, he made a fuck ton of money.
Didn't he peak at like 35,000 viewers his first day of streaming?
Close.
Yeah, when Twitch front paged his ass, I was watching that shit for the rest of the day. And it was, I bet he had 200 or something subs, 150 subs the first day. And then he took the fucking sub counter away because it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, just too much. Black Wrath, to give you a quick, I don't want to be drama alert podcast, but to be quick, there's just been a lot of controversy around. There was something came out where he was claiming that people were editing Twitch clips and spoofing audio to make it seem like he was saying things that he wasn't really saying, which Twitch clips are just like one-click highlights that you get from stream. I don't know how possible that is. I would say not at all possible. And then there's like clips of him like telling viewers to drink bleach and like just go.
I mean, he's definitely been assholes to trolls in the chat. There's no doubt about that. Anybody
Oh yeah.
Fucking, which I don't really have a fucking problem with. I love seeing people go off, like, because that's exactly how I would react most of the time. It's just like, it's the same way Doc does with donation messages. He reads every one, but every once in a while you hear the one he just stops reading. It's just like, fuck you.
Yep.
That's
No
my
thanks.
ass.
Yeah. So it's just what the fuck ever stuff. But yeah, it was. I agree with 42. It was cool to see all of those characters like on the same couch and just talking about stuff that they love. Boba. Get out of
Poor
here,
dog.
He's losing his mind on the carpet behind me, just rolling around. He
He's
does
gonna
that
love him
sometimes.
weenie now. You hurt
Yeah.
his feelings.
Well, and to add on to what you were saying too, Salty, about you like they had to figure that it wasn't going to be a long-term thing. Should have heard the stuff they were talking about at this panel. They have like a new server plan that has like a ton of new features, and they're pretty gung-ho on it.
And I'm not saying it won't be around forever. People still play. What the fuck is that shitty ass fucking game? They just speedran it at the last. Fuck. It was for like fucking Windows 3.1 or some shit.
A King's Quest?
All those games. Like there's people that freak out when those games go offline. So I don't doubt that it'll be around for a long time. But the RP aspect of it, as far as it being GTA 5.
Right.
5M works 60% of the time. Most of the time it's clusterfuck. And the only servers you can get into are trash.
Yeah.
So I think as a entertainment value, people watching it, it could be around forever.
Right. And that's why everyone tries so fucking hard. Is because of that exact reason.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where once you get yourself stuck in that fucking niche, that's all you're gonna fucking play. That's all people are gonna want to see. Like, and that's fine if that's what you're into, but
They've
that shit
already
would get
started.
boring.
They've already started like the zombie apocalypse RP thing on Grand Theft Auto 5. Like somebody went in and redid the whole map to make it overgrown look, and there's actual zombies running around. You're trying to survive. So I mean, there's always gonna be something new coming up. Okay. Maybe that will get big soon. So
I mean, they played Ark for a while and tried to RP Ark. They tried Conan. none of them are as good as GTA 5.
We'll see what happens when Identity drops. The ultimate fucking role play game.
Asylum.
Yeah, oh god, it's gonna be
It's
insane.
coming March 31st, guys.
Coming real hard.
That'll be Module 1 release because I backed it back in my Altus Life days. I gave them $75 on Kickstarter. So
Yeah.
I get the automatic fucking $1 million and a nice
Nice.
apartment and all that shit. So I'm actually hyped. I don't really give a fuck about anything to do with RP. I just love grind games. So like a very well done, good graphics. Because all I ever did in Altus Life, I never really RP'd. I was just a dick cop or a drug dealer.
Yeah.
It's like all I did was fly giant helicopters, collect heroin for a living, and then turn it in. That's it.
Have you played Astroneer at all?
No.
Talk about grind games.
I would get lost.
Yeah. So is that exactly why you're staying away from it?
I haven't played. This is why I need more people to play with me on Fortnite PvE, because that is the perfect balance for me of combat and just fucking off
Okay.
and grinding, because it's grinding while in live combat for the most part.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right, 42. We hot segued right off the fucking planet.
Other than that,
I miss you guys.
Other than TwitchCon stuff, I basically got home and winter has officially arrived in Canada for me. So I'm pretty much going to be sitting right here for the next 7 months.
I'm so excited for that. I was just thinking about that the other day. Hey, do you want to go to... No, it's cold. Hey, do you want to go outside? Fuck that, it's snowing. Staying inside. Asylum. Video games. Chronic masturbation. Starting a new amateur video line.
Somehow I'm still going to try and get myself to the gym, but it's pretty much just going to be to the gym, to work, gaming. It's going to be the rest of my life for the next winter or so. So on top of that, we're planning me and some of my friends do like an annual snowboarding trip. So we got that planned. We're going to be going out into the mountains, I think in January or something like that, which I'm pretty excited about. They always have like a snowboarding trip every year. So, other than that, I had a bunch of friends over for the UFC fights last night, which were fucking phenomenal. Holy fuck. Roller coaster of fucking fights. I didn't even drink last night, and I was like, by the end of the night, I was just like, I was all over the place. I was so hyped. It was such a good night of fights.
I don't know names, but who was fighting for the audience?
Well, famous Canadian fighter George St. Pierre was returning, so he hasn't fought in like 4 years.
Yeah, French Canadian.
Did he fall last night? Holy shit!
Yeah, he made his return after 4 years hiatus, and he ended up fighting. He ended up fighting Michael Bisping, which is one of the guys in the UFC that people just love to hate because he's like a British guy who's always an asshole.
Another Conor McGregor.
Yeah. Oh, and this guy, and Bisping's been around for a while too, so
Bisbane.
It was pretty entertaining to like the fights were in New York and like everybody was like there was so many times during the GSP fight that people were yelling fuck Bisping or GSP.
Really?
It was really interesting to hear an American crowd do that for a Canadian fighter, but yeah, there was that, and then there was like the one woman title holder got her ass beat and lost her belt, and it was like so fucking far out of left field. I never thought she was gonna ever lose her belt. And then
she should have snapped it on.
Hey,
sorry, that was terrible.
It was.
Yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much it for non-gaming stuff. Gaming wise, pretty much the normal stuff for me. Rocket League, been playing a little bit of that. I've actually been playing a lot more of it solo when I haven't been playing with Naaackers, but playing a bit more of the 1v1 stuff. Was doing a little bit of solo standard earlier today. Just kind of fucking around with it. I'm trying to take the game a little bit less serious. It's really tough to do. It's so tough to do.
Wait, I feel like you're really good at that already.
Yeah, when I'm playing, like if I'm playing on stream, I'm like I can make everything entertaining and like
Sure.
everything is funny, but when I'm not playing on stream and I'm just playing by myself, I'm like, this fucker. How did he get to that before me? I get
That's
a little
exactly how I am too.
So, okay, so you're me when I'm on stream. So okay, so you just maintain that part of yourself when we're playing live.
I know how to handle myself on stream to not be. I don't want
And-
to be
and I
one of those
don't?
people that's like slam the keyboard. Hey.
Oh yeah, that's right. I've only
However
I know I've slammed my hand, like I've hit my desk with my hand, and I think I've hit my controller one time, but I think that was off stream. So I'm the same way. Like I don't want to end up on fucking live stream.
Yeah.
There was some
Dude.
guy who I don't know. I think he was playing Battlegrounds, but he picks up his keyboard and slams, and all of the keys shoot up into
I
his
haven't
face.
seen that one.
Oh my god, it's so goddamn funny. But do you find it difficult to play Rocket League by yourself?
Yeah, I like honestly, I can only do like 1 or 2 games.
That's
before
it.
Yeah, like I'll do
Okay.
like I'll log in, I'll do like 1 game of solo standard, and like say if the 1 game of solo standard I do, like my 2 teammates are sitting there like torturing me, being like, "Wow, why aren't you playing this way? Why do you suck so much?" You know, throwing fucking slurs at me left, right, and center. Then I'll be like, "Okay, I'll just do one. That's my 1 game. I'm not going to deal with these idiots right now."
Right.
But I'll play a couple games, but then after a while, it's just like I just either get frustrated with how I'm playing or I get frustrated with how other people are playing, and then I'm just kind of like, okay, I don't want to sit here and torture myself by doing this. Like, I can play other games, but
they say players in the higher ranks are very toxic in Rocket League.
Yes. As soon as you start getting towards champion, like the higher diamonds, me and 42 were playing some kid the other day who was just going off, and then he was like, "Keep crying, loser, keep crying, blah blah blah," and then called me toxic because I was telling him I like dick. I just like it's completely fucking backwards. But yeah, I was actually just talking to Vans the other day. I was like, "How much have you been playing Rocket League lately?" And he's like, "Not ranked that much because it's so goddamn toxic all the time." And that reason, not the toxic reason, but the reason I don't play Rocket League more often is because it's really difficult to get into on my own. Like 9 times out of 10, I'd rather play with somebody I know rather than play that game solo. It's just hard to play solo, and it's definitely not as fun when you don't have the trust of somebody that you play with often, or just being able to not take it so seriously and just have a good time with it. Because when you're by yourself, it's so easy to just blame. And then when you risk somebody who's not going to put up with your shit, you're like, oh, goddamn, I just fucked up. So I get that. Anything else for you?
Like I said, typical stuff. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft on my HTC Vive with some of the local friends. It's kind of the one thing that we've been doing. We actually finally figured out how to mod Minecraft and still play it on the Vive. So it's like it's turning into like it's like a typical Friday night if I'm not already doing something with someone else. It's like our thing to do now, because when you play Minecraft with mods, it's actually pretty fucking entertaining.
Oh
Especially
yeah.
when you're playing it on Vive. Like I know a couple of you guys have seen the clip, but the clip of me fucking walking around that bottomless pit and then I got jump scared and I fucking like I shrieked. Like I was standing there like looking down this pit, and then I stepped on a trip panel, and it like apparently there was a block that came out of the wall that tried to push me into this pit. But because of the way that the HTC Vive works, the block came out and it just like because it went over my character's head, my whole screen went black. So I just like heard this click, and then my screen went black, and I was just like, oh, like it just scared the shit out of me because I didn't know what was happening.
Dude, I watched that clip at least 10 times in a row, and your screaming scared Tommy too.
Yeah,
Like, just you screaming made him scream.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's every game just is so much more immersive when you're playing it in VR because there's no other outside world. You're just in that moment.
Right.
So like I'd be terrified. I'm so glad that I live alone because I could not imagine playing a Vive game and then having somebody like walk into the room and like just tap me on the shoulder. It would probably scare the shit out of me.
Yep.
There's a lot of videos on Twitch of people doing that, and just losing their shit.
Yep.
Yeah. We played Killing Floor 2 on Naaackers stream there the other night, which was a blast. Like Naaackers was saying, that game is always amazing to go back to. Every time we play that game, it's still a ton of fun. I've been playing a lot of free for all on Overwatch. Like they have like the 8-player free for all where it's like you queue up by yourself and you just it's just 8v all, so everyone against everybody. And I actually really enjoy it. But I think I really enjoy not having to worry about having to rely on other people in that game. I can just, if I know I can play a certain character really well, like I love playing Zenyatta, I can just play him and just go ham on people and still somehow win a game by myself.
It's probably a great way to warm up in that game too. Just snapping off kills.
Yeah. And then that's the thing too. And then I don't have to, I don't have to worry about, oh, do I have to play healer this game? Do I have to play tank this game? Et cetera, et cetera. And then Hearthstone, as always, that needle is going to be deep for a long time.
Especially with that new expansion coming out.
Oh, all the new features at BlizzCon that just got announced. It's so good. I'm already every time they announce a new expansion for Hearthstone, I instantly because every day you play that game, you do quests to get coins, which is how you spend them to get packs. I've already stopped spending my coins in game on anything else because I'm just saving them up so I have a good amount of coins for when the new expansion drops.
Yeah.
And then I can just buy a shit ton of the new packs.
Okay, dope. All right, anything else for you?
Nada.
Word. Coffee. All right. As far as myself, like 42 mentioned, TwitchCon happened within the last month. I can't help but reiterate what MrFortyTwo said. Even if you're just a viewer and you want to go hang out, TwitchCon is a fan-fucking-tastic time. It was, for me, I'm not one of the people to oogle over the streamers that I watch. I was much more focused on hanging out with people that I've been talking in chat rooms with for years now. And to be able to spend time with those people and really just get to sit down and talk and hang out is really an eye-opening experience. I got to spend time with so many different people. Blackwrath pretty much hung out with us the entire trip. He showed us around town a little bit, and it was so awesome getting to know him and hang out with him in real life. And we hung out with Amber's Arcade and met some other people around. It was just an all-around really fucking good time. So if you didn't get a chance to go this year, I can't stress enough how good of a time you will have. Even the stuff that I didn't think about or think that I would care about. Like when we got there, we sat in on a roast of Jericho that had Renee and Gold Glove and Eat My Diction. It was fucking hilarious, and it was just
it was super cringy at the beginning.
Oh, extremely.
Whoever the fuck that MC guy was super cringy as fuck.
Sour Kool-Aid Show?
I think that's his thing.
Yeah.
I was watching it live and I was just like, what the fuck is this?
I've never watched a roast live or been in a room. There is this extremely thick, awkward energy in the entire room. Nobody wants to laugh, but you all end up laughing. And it is so inappropriate, but so fucking hilarious at the same time.
Welcome to comedy.
Right. And apparently all of their jokes were ghost written for them by one person, which isn't, a huge fucking surprise because I don't think any of those.
That's probably why it was so fucking awkward.
Right. And everybody reading from their phone. Like, oh, yeah, so how many sucks did you dick? Oh, shit, I fucked that joke up. But still a really good time. Sitting in on some other panels was awesome. My favorite experience was waiting in the Twitch merch line for 2.5 hours.
I fucking, felt for y'all so bad when I think it was you or I think it had to be you that posted a couple pictures while you were waiting on Instagram, and it was just like a fucking queue. Be outside of a fucking football stadium. It was insane.
It was crazy. I mean, well worth it. All of the merch was fucking top notch. The shirts are great quality. I love everything that I got, and it's cool to talk to people in chat and stuff. So yeah,
I
TwitchCon.
ordered a ton of merch. Like
Did you?
right after y'all went to TwitchCon, I was like, "Fuck it!"
Yeah, I
Spent like
spent
$95, I think.
$200 at the merch store when I was there. Yeah, I was like, I'm fucking getting everything that I can, and totally worth it. Totally fucking worth it. I've been slowly working on a script for a Geekmatic TV video, basically the ins and outs of dual PC streaming. So like every once in a while I'll go back and add a little bit to the script. So I think pretty soon I'm going to take a week off of streaming and just record and edit that video in that week so I can just get it done, because otherwise it's going to take me a fucking 3 months to get that video out. So slowly working on that. And then haven't hit the gym since I got back from TwitchCon, but me and Winnie have been going to the gym for, I'd probably say like a month or so before we got derailed. We had so much goddamn good food in California.
That month doesn't matter anymore because you ruined it. So.
You are completely correct, because I lost 8 pounds and I have gained all of it back. But I mean, that's the joy of going to the gym. So first day back to the gym is tomorrow night. As far as gaming, Rocket League, of course, Killing Floor 2 and Battlefield 4 for Mod Appreciation Night on Friday. I played some Day of Infamy with Black Wrath for multi-stream Monday. And then I also played some Day of Infamy with Bourbon a couple days ago, because he was getting some stuff ready for his streaming career. Yeah, Bourbon888, everybody. If somebody has a Twitch link that would like to put in chat, Bourbon's been streaming, and it's probably going to be fucking hilarious because of his like massive erection for tanks and ships. So I'm excited to see him stream a little bit.
That name rolls right off the tongue.
Bourbon8er. It's like the bacon.
Bourbon8er 88.
Bourbon8er 88. Yep, it's beautiful.
I'm gonna end up calling him Baconator at some point.
Yeah, he could release his own burger called the Bourbon8er. So somebody give me a link in chat. If I don't see it, I'll throw it in a little bit. Me and Weenie completed Fear 3 for our Halloween stream. We've been playing both PUBG and Fortnite kind of on and off. Finally beat Red Dead Redemption after like 8 or 9 streams. No spoilers. I was not expecting the ending to that fucking game. I was so surprised, and I give that game a 9 out of 10. The only reason it's not a 10 is because I had to use a controller to play through the whole game, and that is just not a great experience. I'm not about it. But other than that, game was fantastic, and yeah, that's pretty much gaming for me. Moving right along to gaming news and discussion. During the week, if you guys want to submit any gaming or streaming related news to be considered for talking about on the show, there is a news channel in the Naaackers Discord, so feel free to post any links in there, and we usually go over those and talk about it on the show. So the first article that's kind of more of a just so you know is that Steam is officially supporting digital gift card sending. So before, this wasn't an option. You had to use third-party services like PayPal in order to send a digital gift card. But now you can do it right in motherfucking Steam. Now, the only stipulation, I guess you could say, the only condition is that the person that you send the gift card to has to be on your Steam friends list, and they also have to be on that friend list for 3 days before you can do that. So you can't use any existing Steam wallet funds. You have to add funds in order to send it right then and there. But it still gives you the option to send money to people or send money to people out of the country.
I wish they could just fix their fucking security enough to where they didn't have to have all these stupid ass backups for people that make thousands of accounts.
Yep. Right. It's like, why
Jesus.
do we have to jump through so many hoops when two-factor authentication is the thing?
Yeah, I want to trade somebody something in H1Z1 years ago, and unless you do the fucking dumbass double verification, put your fucking firstborn child on the auction block shit, like I gotta wait a fucking week just to be able to trade it, and then I gotta wait like another fucking week to actually receive it.
Right.
The fucking skin, like, calm your tits, people.
The first point that I wanted to talk about today was a sad day. There's been many sad days relating to this topic, but today was the back to reality moment. I downloaded Grav, hoping that I could get a day to get back into the game. And you guys have heard me talk about Grav very, very much, okay? This game holds a sweet place in my heart. And I looked on the Steam reviews page and was just reading through what people were saying within the last couple months. And the game has been dead for longer than I thought it had been. The devs have been gone for even longer than the game has been dead. And I read one guy's review, somebody that had 2,000 hours in fucking Grav. And he said, I played the shit out of this game, and after 6 months, I stopped playing it because it was obvious that the devs were not updating the game at all. I just re-downloaded it again 2 years later, and he had re-downloaded it in October, and he said nothing had changed in the last 2 years. And apparently there's only one server that's online right now in Grav, and if you're in the United States, you're going to have a minimum ping of 200. So it is pretty much impossible.
Yeah, there's a fucking door now.
To get, yeah.
Unless you want to, well, I guess you can't have servers.
Right. It's like completely dead.
You host your own, right?
Right. Unless you have
bullshit.
the existing server files and you're able to throw it up. But I don't know if those existing server files are going to work once they changed over to Grav. What was it? Like Grav Reborn, when they moved over to that single server instance. You remember that whole change?
I remember stealing our money. I don't remember single instance.
Everything else is blackout rage when it comes to
after
Grav.
that, I mean, I've got 60 hours in the fucking game, so it's not like, not saying it wasn't worth the money I paid for it, but I didn't pay like $60 for it.
Right. And I think when I got it, it was 20 or 30. But they made a change to where it went from Grav to Grav Reborn, which was like an expansion / re-release of the game. And it changed it to where instead of everybody having dedicated servers, it was one collective instance. Yeah, one hive that everybody was on. And apparently that just fucking killed it. And the only thing that was new was for that Grav Reborn update was like the base building and stuff, but the game is the same exact. And I immediately uninstalled it, and now the game is I'm officially putting it into my memory, and I'll probably never talk about it again unless I'm like super drunk at a party and somebody says the word gravity, and I'm gonna have a fucking PTSD flashback of Grav. And
at least you can still play it. I mean, I've had games that you can't play it. They just
Only
shut it
took
down.
them out of the store.
yeah,
Dumping lands. That was a thing a while back, and they just completely took it off the Steam list. That was before a refund, so I spent $30-$40. Can't even play the game anymore.
see, they still haven't even though the devs haven't updated the game, and it's obvious that the devs took all the money and then fucking pieced out, they still haven't taken it off the store. And it's still just chilling there.
Like, it's still the front page of Bitmonster Games website.
Yeah.
The last post, May of 2016. That was the last time they put anything, and that's when they opened their merch store.
If I had one more of these in me, I'd probably be crying right now just because of how much I fucking loved that game. And honestly, Astroneer is a close, like, mirror image of Grav. It's simplified. There obviously isn't enemies that you battle, but it's just something about that game I just fucking loved so goddamn much. And I'm afraid.
And there could be enemies that you battle if you wanted to go that route.
In what, Astroneer?
No, as far I thought we
in
were
Grav?
talking about Grav.
No, I'm talking about Grav. I'm just afraid that there's never gonna be a game like that again. That is never gonna make me cry. And I want that game. Maybe it'll happen, but maybe it won't. And that's just an unfortunate reality that I'm gonna have to live with now.
It's just like love. When you start looking for it, you won't find it. But as soon as you stop looking for it, you're gonna find it.
It's gonna
God damn,
find you.
42.
That was deep, and now I really want to cry. 42 with the knowledge. So I just wanted to share that. And I was going to expand, like, guys, what's a game that you love that died? But I'm pretty sure I already brought this topic up on a podcast before, so we can just move right along to the next topic, which is Destiny. I just wanted to kind of get into your guys' brain. For those of you that have been playing it, what's been your thoughts so far? Are you enjoying it? Do you see it as a game that's going to be around for a while? So 42, am I correct in assuming that you're the only one that has played it so far?
Is that true? Okay.
Oh, God!
I refuse to buy that game right now.
Refuse?
I refuse. I'll wait
To
for
be
it to go on
fair.
deep I'd wait for it to go on a deep sale before I get it. It just
Deep sale.
a deep sale, like super deep, like maybe free.
Like
Send
cutting
me a gift.
customers deep?
Yeah.
I've
But yeah,
never
I
heard
just-
anybody say deep sale. Yo, I'm waiting on that deep sale, homeboy.
Yeah, like 75% off. So deep sale, 25% off. The shallow sale. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, 42. Spill your knowledge.
Well, okay, so I will say I didn't really play a whole lot of Destiny 1, so I was kind of a little skeptical about going into Destiny 2 because I wasn't sure how if you needed to play a lot more Destiny 1 in order to play Destiny 2 and have it make sense because I wasn't sure how the storyline transferred or what even happened at the end of Destiny 1. I've been playing the game co-op with Kalnohe, one of the guys that I stream with normally. I've been having fun with it. I really enjoy the fact that it's on PC now. If it was on console, I wouldn't enjoy it as much, but the fact that it's on PC, the aiming down the sights and just the way they designed all the guns is awesome. The enemies are really cool. They're really like I said, I didn't really play a whole lot of Destiny 1, so I'm still kind of learning this game and learning what the ins and out of that game is. I will say I'm a little disappointed in the fact that Destiny 2 is basically just Destiny 1.5 so far. There's really
Oh.
not like everything about that game looks exactly like Destiny 1. It's basically just an expansion.
Really?
Yeah, like there's the menus all the same, all the way that you like everything about the UI, the menus is like super similar. The same, you have all the same 3 classes. I'm pretty sure the 3 classes have like the same subclasses.
Destiny's Bungie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The PvP from what I can tell is the exact same pretty much. Like it is very like it's a very it does to me feel like Destiny 1.5.
Okay.
I think it was $60 for me, and I'm still kind of not sure if that's I wouldn't say I'm 100% happy with that spend yet. Kind of wish it was cheaper, but I also really wanted to play it because like I said, I haven't played Destiny 1. So it was kind of a brand new game for me anyway, and just the fact that it was on PC made it a little bit more enticing.
Okay.
I think once I get farther into it, I've always heard with that game that once you get to the max level of 20, I think right now I'm like 8 or 9 or something like that. Once you get to 20, then the kind of real grind starts.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. I got to play a bit more of it to get a really good idea, but it's still kind of fun.
Okay. Do you see a lot of the streamers that you like watching playing the game? Because I see a couple people playing it, but I don't know how popular of a spectator game it's going to be in a couple months.
I know when they first announced it for PC, they were saying like I think it was either like an official Bungie person or somebody basically said like if you want to get into the really competitive PvP, get it on PC because that's where it's going to be at its best.
Right.
Just with the mouse and keyboard and everything going on. But yeah, all the big streamers that I watched playing it have already stopped playing it, and I'm sure we'll never play it again just because it's really not that different. It's not gonna the PvP is good, but it's also not good enough that it's gonna be worth watching somebody play it all the time.
Do you think there's going to be a big competitive scene? No.
There's not enough to it, and it's 4v4, so it's already kind of I don't know. I feel like I like watching stuff like Overwatch. Oh, that's the thing too. With Overwatch, you got every character does a different thing. You can kind of you see someone playing a certain character, you already know what that character is going to do, what their characteristics are. Whereas in Destiny, it's just like Call of Duty or Halo, where one character is just like all the other characters, except he might be using a different gun, et cetera, et cetera. So they're all, it's just like nothing, every character does the same thing. It's just 4v4, shoot 'em up. It's really no different than any other game that Bungie's done that hasn't done really well anyway.
Okay.
So I don't think it's gonna be, I think in a year's time it'll probably be pretty dead.
Okay. I want to get it. I don't really know why. I just see a beautiful shooter that's resembles Graph, and I just I want to play it because it looks fun. And it, how many people can you do raids with? Is it 4?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Chat.
I never got that far in Destiny 1 either, so I didn't even do anything in that.
Okay. It just, it seems like it could be a fun game, but I'm scared that I will get bored of it very quickly. But from what I've seen, I can't watch people play it. It's not a game that I enjoy to watch, but I think it's something that I would enjoy playing. But I will probably be waiting until it goes on sale before I spend any money on it.
And I think that game is going to be the exact same that I know for Destiny 1, I stopped playing it because I got up to that top level in the game. And then after that, you're basically it's just like World of Warcraft, where you're just, as far as I know, you're just grinding certain stuff for more better gear.
Right.
And then you can do PvP to get better gear, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't like that stuff. I'd rather, once I've beat the campaign and I've got up to the top level, I don't want to grind. I want more content. And I know that they already are announcing new content for the game and everything, but yeah, I don't know.
It's like Grand Theft Auto 5. Release more fucking heists. We need more heists. That's the best part about the goddamn game, and you've released 4 of them.
Yeah.
That made me so fucking mad. I'm
the
hoping
DLC they're doing now is you got to be in a public lobby, and there's hackers all the time, so there's no point.
just even if they made DLC, paid DLC heists, I would buy it. Yeah. That's how much, like, because if you played a heist on a hard difficulty, 3-4 hours for one heist. And
they were fun too. We had a blast.
Super fun. Yeah, and it wasn't so hard that you lose all of your progress when you die. It's just it was fun. It wasn't really. I feel like the Grand Theft Auto 5 heists were the perfect amount of difficulty and grind. Like, to be able to only, like, one mission take you 4 to 5 hours, that's one solid night of gaming on one objective. And to me, that's like a perfect amount of time and a perfect amount of difficulty. And the fact that that was the highlight of that game, and they only released that many and spent all of their time and their resources. How many fucking copies sold? 60 million between
a lot. I bought
console
it
and
twice.
Between console and PC, fucking hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars probably in revenue for that game. And they waste their money on like biker DLC or like what the fuck ever. It's like, that's not what we fucking want. So I'm kind of hoping, my dream is that they are releasing Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be a heist game, where or maybe they have a branch off game that's just heists, and they're way more detailed, and maybe you can have 6 people in a heist or something like that. But I'm kind of hoping, right, right. But like Payday is like a square, like a half a square mile,
super narrow,
right? Yeah. I hope to God.
The fuck out of that game.
Did you really? I don't think
that's how I met like Girthy and all those guys, was playing that.
Okay. Yeah, I just hope that they focus on heists in the future, or maybe they're just like, well, Grand Theft Auto 5 has already been out for what, 4 or 5 years? Why don't we just put our money and shit into Grand Theft Auto 6? Maybe put out more heists for 6. But I just hope they really put some more time into it.
Something tells me that as much as we love heists, I don't think they did very well. Like
No?
I don't know if that was like the thing about GTA 5 that people loved about it. Because I don't
I just think
like
it took too long.
that's the thing too. I think they took so long making them come out in the first place that the general hype for that game was already gone.
See, I
Did it take a
forgot about
year
that.
to do it?
Yeah, it was a while after like the
Like
game first
single
came
player
out.
release, and then a month later, a multiplayer release, and you had to wait
Yeah.
like a full year for heist. I mean, it took a while.
See, when I bought Grand Theft Auto 5, everything was done and ready. Like when it came out for PC, weren't heists ready already at that
Oh
point?
yeah,
Or was
I think it came out on the release, or somewhere near release for PC.
Yeah.
It had to come out as a DLC. Because that was something that they literally just went to YouTube. Some of the most watched videos were these pseudo RP'd videos that Rooster Teeth used to do. And they were heists, and they were set up the exact same fucking way. Like Rockstar said, we want this fucking video made into the game. And that's literally what they did. As far as
Really?
like planning rooms, Rooster Teeth, they made it like they RP'd the planning stages. They'd have the map that comes with the Xbox game fucking pinned on a whiteboard with like instructions and which team everybody was going to be on. You're on the fucking flight team, you're on the ground team, yada yada yada.
Huh.
Literally copied it fucking second for second. I don't know if it was Rooster Teeth at the time, but before their channel split apart, I think it was that Achievement Hunters. But you
I
can
didn't
go
know
on there
that.
and you can watch 20 of their heists before they ever came up with actually putting it in the game.
Hmm.
Interesting.
And they were doing
Okay.
it when it came like before it ever came out for PC.
I'll have to.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's actually really interesting. Was it they did that in Grand Theft Auto 4 and then it made into 5, or 5 was out?
They did it months prior to, probably close to a year prior to them actually implementing it in the game.
Okay.
It came out for console for what, a year before they fucking came out with the PC version?
Mm-hmm.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. Might have even been. I
And
thought it
they
was
were
like a year and
doing
a
it-
half.
And they were doing it on the Xbox
Okay.
version of the game, or whatever came
Everybody
out.
is
For
doing
PC.
that now. They see how Rockstar is able to sell double the copies by. You have people that are going to get it on day one release for console because they want to play it, and then they're going to buy it again when it comes out for PC.
That's exactly what they do with Destiny 2.
Everybody
Yep.
is doing that now.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's probably going to
Yeah.
happen.
Oh, you know it's going to happen on Red Dead because it's fucking Rockstar.
Yeah. Oh,
Do
it's not going to be on PC, and then a few months later, we're doing it for PC, guys,
Yeah.
and then everybody will be purchasing it on PC too.
Do you think that is because they are money hungry, or because that's how the gaming industry is now, and if they don't do that, they go bankrupt?
I mean,
Or
I
do you
don't
thi-
know.
Or do you think it's both? If you had to make a guess.
It's probably both, and it's more so money grab than anything. Because I mean, I don't know how much money they spent in making the game, but they quadrupled, probably 10 times the amount of what they spent on the game making it by selling copies.
I think GTA, if my memory serves me correctly, I think GTA took $130 million to make.
And the fact that they're releasing free DLC says a lot too. I mean, I enjoy it.
Well,
being
anything
free, but
that's free DLC is, we rush the fucking game. We're gonna push this out, and everybody's gonna be happy because it's free. But really, it should have been in the fucking game to begin with.
GTA took $265 million to make, and they have already grossed $1 billion in revenue.
I mean, see, I mean,
And
I
they're gonna
understand you
make
have
more.
to make money, but this is becoming a constant thing now. Releasing it first on console, then PC, and now we have that, and now we're having microtransactions in all our AAA title games.
Yep.
And no one's saying anything, and it's probably just going to become a thing. Every game's going to have microtransactions. Everything's going to be out on the consoles first before PC. I mean, that's just going to be something. Every gaming business.
And you're
is gonna
talking
do.
about something that's $260 million, namely because the technology moves so fucking fast. You can't just keep the world you built.
Right.
Like, just imagine how long it took for them just to make the environment
Yep.
fuck all the people, fuck all the animals, the code that goes along with all the NPCs, the missions, just the world. And to not be able to reuse that and have to basically build every fucking game from bone scratch, that's where $265 million comes in. We've talked about how animated movies, why they always make a sequel to anything that's 3D animated, because the world's already built and they can just reuse the same shit.
Yep.
It's the same thing with games. Like, you are making all these DLCs and trying to add heists and this and put it on PC later and yada 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 because you don't want to spend another 300 million building something new.
Right. Which makes sense from a business aspect, but I just feel like we're really, as much as like as many amazing games that we're getting right now, especially ones that are coming out from the indie industry. I feel like we're getting the shit end of the stick for the most part. Like 70% of new titles that are coming out nowadays are just shitting in our mouths. But
I feel like we underestimate, because of how PC master race we are, because we know the benefits of it. We forget that console still makes up a vast majority of the video game market overall.
yep.
And hundreds and millions more people play console than play PC. So,
Right. There's a reason why PC just got their first, corner of E3 this past year. It's still dominated by console games and console game, gamers. So it makes sense in that aspect, but I don't know what the fuck are you gonna do.
wait
All right.
until everything goes to shit.
Right, and then we have to rebuild computers from the ground up.
To be able to play our game, you need to buy this chip. It's another $30.
In order to unlock the DLC, you have to buy this USB drive that has a decryptor for $700. Plug it into your computer.
Hey, they do it with your fucking processors now. Intel. Dicks.
Right?
Have a fucking motherboard with a locked fucking... I would fucking... Whoever came up with that needs to be hung from the fucking rafters.
Because of my... how do I put this? Because of my... Not displeasure. I don't know. What's the opposite of displeasure? Not pleasure. What's another great word? Like, because of my happiness.
Joy? I don't know.
Because of my level of satisfaction with my Ryzen build, I'm sort of kind of tempted to do another AMD build for a gaming computer because of the amount of power and hardware that I got for 8 cores for $270. Thing that absolutely shreds. I'm kind of tempted, even though I've been an Intel guy for so goddamn long. I'm thinking about going maybe either Ryzen or Threadripper if I'm gonna upgrade my gaming PC soon. Because I feel like, speaking of shitting the bed, Intel's still doing its same shit, even with what Ryzen has done in these past couple years or past couple months. I'm kind of thinking about going Ryzen just because the amount of money that you can spend for the amount of hardware that you get in return. I'm thinking that's probably what I'm gonna do. But as far as next gaming and news discussion, this is actually supposed to go up in the just so you know section, but I forgot to move it after I typed it out. Twitch raids are officially live and will be live across the board within the next week. So what you'll be able to do is type exclamation, or no, I'm sorry. I'm so used to rattling off commands. /raid in chat, and then you can type a person's or a channel who is live name in chat. And a little prompt comes up that allows you to click to join in on a raid, and a little countdown happens. I checked that I still don't have access to raids, unfortunately, so I can't use it tonight. But that's something, if you're a streamer, be on the lookout for that. It's just a new way to host people that's officially built into Twitch and is a little bit more intuitive. On top of that, BlizzCon was this past weekend. Actually, I think the last day was today. And the only thing that stood out to me, if you guys have any other news that you've read from BlizzCon, you're more than welcome to share. But the vanilla World of Warcraft is making its return and is going to be officially supported by Blizzard. With that announcement, is there anybody here that's thinking about getting into a little bit of World of Warcraft?
Oh yeah.
Yes, Daddy, yes. Not you, Speed.
I've never played World of Warcraft.
I
Have you ever played it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you haven't played, I think Vanilla WoW is just going to be good for the people who used to play it. I wouldn't recommend playing it if you've never played WoW before, because it's just going to be like every other MMO you can play nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But when I heard that, I got jitters.
And Salty, what about you?
Nope.
No?
Never played it. Don't really want to. That was the first microtransaction game ever. It's their fucking fault that we're in this situation we are now. Fuck your gold. Fuck your subscriptions. Fuck my balls. Not
What?
playing it.
The Grind King has no interest in World of Warcraft?
I don't want to pay for a game every month.
He has a
Like,
solid
to get-
point there.
I can't fucking give money to these people.
So, okay. But for the amount of... Think of all of the... When we're talking about games that have rebuilt their worlds from the ground up, think of how many expansions they've put out and how much content they've created. You don't think that a subscription is justified for that amount of shit that they put out compared to the 8-hour campaigns that people will sell for $60 that you play once and then never play again?
I hold games very accountable. The devs of these games very accountable for their creations they make. And one of the cheapest games in my library, I put 2,000 hours into. I paid $17 for Ark. It was a open modding community that did a great job of keeping it relevant. And I think I bought one expansion, which was Scorched Earth. And that's because we ran a Scorched Earth server. That was another $20. So all in all, I've got like less than $40 in my fucking tank on that game, and 2,000 hours. I've got $60 in Rainbow Six Siege, and I haven't played it for fucking 20 minutes.
Okay. So how many hours did you say in Ark?
2,000.
Okay. With those 2,000 hours spent, if Ark was subscription based and you had paid $15 a month to play that game, absolutely not.
Fuck
Yes.
no. I would be hundreds of fucking dollars in the shitter for that. I don't like paying subscriptions for shit. Like, I want to buy a fucking game to play a game. I don't want to pay somebody every month. You're not doing anything for me but keeping the fucking server alive.
I think if I told you the amount of subscription based things that I pay for a month, you probably stab me, because I don't like putting the money up front. I'd much rather pay the tiny little bit every month.
But
Not
the thing
you.
is, you pay the tiny little bit for a year, and it's equal $100. I mean,
But I don't have that money when I need to spend it all up front.
save your money. Don't buy that coffee that
What
one
is
time.
that?
you
What
want
is that word
coffee.
you just said? Well, no,
Yeah.
what was that?
I have to have these
Save.
talks with my wife constantly too. I don't like having any bills. Like, just I've made what most would consider a good amount of money for a very long time, and I drove that same shitty fucking car every day for 8 fucking years because I like not having a fucking car payment.
Okay.
Only reason. It's not that I couldn't afford something else. I just don't want to fucking pay for it. And when I got my truck, I put 15 grand down on
Damn.
it and didn't even kill me because I just don't like spending money.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
So-
Anytime there's a monthly subscription option, I'm like, yep, that's me. Let's do it.
Like, I had to have this conversation a few weeks ago because of my car, the car insurance for both our cars. Both our cars we bought the same month 2 years ago. I guess a year ago, 2 years, whatever it was, 2 years ago, because my son was super little, and I don't fucking ever pay monthly for my car insurance because
Really?
it's $300 cheaper every 6 months to just pay it up front.
Oh yeah, I actually know quite a few people that do it that way.
I buy my, because they only let you do 6 months in Maryland. I don't know how it is everywhere else, but like bike insurance for my motorcycles, once a year I pay for that.
Okay.
Same thing with everything. If there's an option to save money and pay more right now, I'd do it.
Okay. That's fair. I think my inability to have the discipline to to save in order to pay up front is for the most part, because I mean, I would say that it's more so it's still a subscription for the most of the stuff that I pay for. It's like you can either pay annually or you can pay monthly, and most of the time I just do manual or a monthly because it's less money. There isn't a lot of things that I subscribe to so that I don't have to pay the cost up front. Like, because I feel that like up front, pay once and done is extremely unlikely nowadays. Like, there isn't a lot of stuff that does that. It's either you pay monthly or you pay annually. Even things like Microsoft Office. I don't think you can even buy Microsoft Office outright. You have to subscribe in order to use their platform, and you can either pay monthly or you can pay, annually. So I think it's definitely that they get you by making you pay monthly. They're obviously making more money, or else they wouldn't have adopted that subscription scheme.
Yeah, everybody's going to do it before too long, especially with software licensing, because it's so fucking easy to just say, we've been using Microsoft Office for the last 20 fucking years because it was the only product that had the usability that it has, and go fuck yourself. You just pull the fucking needle away from the heroin addict and you're guaranteed sales for the rest of your fucking life.
Right. Well, even with the most recent thing that I signed up for, if you wanted to play Monster Cat music on your stream or in the YouTube video and monetize on that content, you had to buy a $200 license up front, $200. And now they have it to where if you want to use their stuff on your stream or your YouTube video and monetize it, you just pay $5 a month and you have access to 1,300 songs, like anything that's ever been released on Monster Cat. And for that, if you just want to pay a subscription for as long as you're making content, that's probably a smart move. Where if you're like, I want to start making YouTube videos, let's throw down $200 on a music license and then stop 6 months in. That instance, I think it's smart. But for all of the other ones, it's probably not that smart.
The only thing I pay subscription for is Amazon Prime. And I
right,
because
you have to.
I've saved the money already in shipping, so... Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I fucking... Because of all the services of Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime, I use I use just regular Amazon all the fucking time, but I started doing the free Prime books through Kindle. You can get one a month. You have to pick one of their selection, which for the most part is garbage fiction crap, which I don't want to read.
Right.
Like I have been a 65-year-old man since I was like 8. Like, I don't watch TV. I've never watched Game of Thrones. I've never watched Stranger Things. I've never watched any shit because I don't fucking care. Like, I just want to fucking learn shit. And I will read history. I will read like anything, even like YouTube. I don't watch scripted bullshit. I like watching podcasts, listening to podcasts. I like a lot of the people that Naaackers watches too. We watch a lot of the same things as far as like Casey and Gary V and
Gary V, man,
like just real shit. I don't want reality TV that's all fake and scripted and a bunch of whores in a house trying to find a fucking man. Don't need it in my life. Like, I just want to fucking better myself through my entertainment. The only real, not like the closest thing to TV I watch is Twitch.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes it's actually scripted out and funny, or sometimes it's sports, sometimes it's competition, sometimes it's just people playing fucking video games, just chilling. But I don't watch any fucking thing. It's not bettering me in some way.
See, but even like like in other areas, in as far as subscriptions go, Adobe Creative Suite, I can pay $10 a month to just have access to Photoshop, or you can buy Photoshop for how much? It used to be like thousands of dollars to buy.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid depending on
Photoshop
the features you want.
for outright. So like in that case, and then you've got like another thing, Apple Music, or whether you want Spotify or YouTube Red or whatever the fuck. It's like subscriptions are like the only way you can go now. It's so rare for people, especially when it comes to software, to offer their software for a one-time fee, because they know they can just make you pay monthly for it.
I mean, I'll give you one better.
Oh no.
Another subscription that I need to have.
Oh.
Is it dying?
You're good. No, just go, Salty, hurry.
The one subscription I should have that I don't is YouTube Red. I watch hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of YouTube videos, and I watch every fucking ad because I don't want to spend $8 a month or whatever.
Oh
it is.
my god, your life could be just full of like wet pussy of digital content, but you choose the dry butthole. Why?
Because I like having money.
This is true. Yeah. See, I'm the exact opposite of you, where I will throw money in order to make things more convenient for myself.
I do shit like that too. I just don't like if it's shit I've done with all the fucking automation in my house. I've got a fuck ton of money involved in that.
That's true.
A fuck ton of time involved in that, but it's like I do it in certain areas. Like if it's just gonna benefit me personally, I don't really care. Other than like the shop, when it comes to my garage, I will blow thousands of dollars for no fucking reason at all.
Yeah, that's fair. I could get down
Build
with that.
that one workbench. I probably bought like $500 worth of tools. Just because fuck it, who cares?
And now you got those tools.
Yeah, and now it'll be easier next go around.
And now I'm jelly. Last but not least on our gaming news and discussion, we have PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is leaving early access in December. So not only do they have the Xbox version of Battlegrounds coming to consoles around the world, they also have the game coming out of early access in December, just in time for the new year. One of the big updates that's coming out is the new map, and they're also adding vaulting, which is like climbing or like up or climbing over things, which is so fucking needed in that game. Jesus Christ. But aside from those points, I wanted to ask your guys' opinion. Do you think that PUBG, and I call it that because I know they hate being called that, do you think that PUBG is a success early access story, or do you think PUBG is like every other fucking early access story where it's not about the game, it's about the money, and this is going to end really badly?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Of course, it's a money grab. I mean, why would they make you pay for it? I mean, they need the money; they're gonna get it.
Well, yeah, I mean, business is business. With every person's passion comes the need, or not the need, but the want to make money. If any human being in their right mind has a passion, if they have the opportunity to make money while fulfilling that passion, they're going to do it. And the only people who don't are psychopaths. Like, you have to be psychotic to not do what you love to do for a living and also get paid while doing it. Are you raising your hand?
No.
Oh, I already know you're a psychopath. You admitted to wanting to cut customers as they come into your place of work.
I mean, the fact that game came out, like I since I got it, I bought the game to get access to it, but I haven't put any other money into it. So is in that sense, it's good because the amount of entertainment I've got out of it, it's definitely worth it.
Okay.
Just, I honestly, it bringing it out for a console is 100% money grab. Period. End of fucking story. The massive market is on console. It's what Arc did soon after coming into early access, and it made them fucking hundreds of millions of dollars. So I can't really blame them for that. The one thing for me is you're splitting up your devs team where you're going to have to focus on different bugs on different platforms and have to fix them both simultaneously. Xbox's update times are fucking trash because it all has to go through Microsoft certification. And a lot of people, especially in the Arc community, fucking hate it because an update for Arc would come out and then like 3 months later, like people on Xbox would get it in some cases. They have all the shit in there that any fucking game dev puts in there now as far as like skins and crates and shit you don't fucking need. But I think it's great to see them coming out of early access so fast.
Right. They stuck to their timeline. They really did.
But I don't want that to be a fucking end up biting them in the ass.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question was, do you guys think the game is ready to come out of early access?
I haven't played it, so I can't really.
You haven't played it at all?
Me neither. I watched a ton of content.
Okay.
I just didn't want to buy the fucking game. That was like right in the beginning of me getting off the PC for a few weeks and going out into the shop. So I was like, when that game became popular.
I was just telling Weenie this earlier. I had a dream. I had a Battlegrounds dream last night where I was playing duos with somebody. And so you know how you guys have probably know this when you spectate, but when you walk into a room and there's a collection of loot on the ground, you hit tab, and then all of the items that are within your vicinity are on the left side, and you click and drag from left to right. Well, they had made it to where every third item was an advertisement.
Oh my
so
God.
It was like 9mm rounds, M16 shotgun, and then like a button to buy crates. And then it would, and then, you know, crowbar, crossbow, and then, you know, a link to the website or something like that. And all of the buttons for the guns and the ammo were all shit. And then the buttons for the ads were all shiny and glossy and embossed. And they were all pretty and had like 3D animations. And I remember being in the gym like, what the fuck is this? Is this what gaming has come to? There's ads in between loot, and I have to sort through advertisements in order to get to the loot. I remember being so angry, and then I got fucking sniped by Summit near the end of the match. I had like 10 or 15 kills or some shit, which would never happen in real life when it comes to Battlegrounds. But I feel like that was just an iota of our future and how, like, it's going to get to that point where advertising within, whether it's video games or online or software, it's going to get to the point where they're going to have to interject advertisements into the actual product in order for them to see. I mean, we're seeing, right.
In the middle of your cutscene, now we go to commercials.
Yeah.
The most interesting man in the world.
There was, I'm just now seeing Facebook videos. You'll click on a Facebook video, it'll show the first 30 seconds, and then it says ad is starting in 5, 4, and then an ad will cut in the middle of the fucking video. I've never wanted to throw my phone.
Fucking time.
Yeah, it's insane. But
worse than YouTube ads.
Yeah, oh yeah, much worse. Because you start the video and there's no ad, and you think you're getting by. Like, oh shit, I get to see this sponsored content without any advertisement, and then you see the countdown. And 9 times out of 10, I just scroll right past that shit. No, fuck no, I'm not watching a Pine Sol commercial, bitch. I'm trying to see some fucking dude get beat up by a bully, or the dude beat up the bully. World Star. But I
Ton.
I'm on the side of I think that PUBG is a success EA story. I think it's about a guy who tried to start, a battle royale game, aka H1Z1, and it didn't really go how he thought it was going to go. And so we tried it again and with, really trying to keep his passions in mind. And I think he did a good job. And obviously, with any game, you can't predict how the game is going to run. Like, obviously, when you have an idea in your head, how it actually works when it's said and done, there's things you can't plan for. There's bugs that you can't plan for, and that shit's always going to happen. But I think that he is delivered on his promises. He said, we're going to try and only be in early access for 6 months, and they're coming out of it. Whether or not the game is ready to be out of EA is questionable. I would say it's questionable. I won't say it's not, because I remember playing that game when it first came out. Like, that pre-alpha Battlegrounds was trash. Holy shit, that game was terrible when it first came out. But everything needs fine-tuning and work. So I'm excited to see where Battlegrounds goes in the future. Obviously, it's a game done right. I mean, a shitty game doesn't pass up Dota on, Steam leaderboards. The game doubled the top amount of concurrent viewers on Steam and is still climbing to this day. So the game has done something right. It's obviously a game that people want to play right now. The Battle Royale style of game is very hot. And so we're just going to have to see where it goes. So I hope they continue to give that game as much care and love as they have in the past. I'm afraid that once it leaves early access, that their dev team of 30 is obviously going to get split in half once this console shit comes around. So I'm just hoping that it doesn't come to that. So
I give the battle royale game mode type thing another year or two before something else replaces it anyways.
I agree with you. I don't think the battle royale style of games is going to be. I don't think it's going to stick around like deathmatch or team deathmatch sticks around. Like, those are pillars in the infrastructure of multiplayer gaming. I don't think battle royale is going to, because there's only so many ways you can do it.
Well, it's going to be like how DayZ Mod was. You had a shit ton of these early access survival games come out, and you'd have a good one every few games. Battle Royale is at its peak now. We're about to start getting a lot of trashy Battle Royale games real soon. And then they're just going to move on to a brand new type of game soon. So, I mean, just how it goes.
Any final points on Battlegrounds or any of the gaming points we talked about?
I'm good.
42, you look. I thought my cat just slapped me, but he was itching himself. You looked like you had something to say, 42. It looks like it was boiling up, and then you just suppressed it.
I don't know. I didn't really think about the fact that the game was going to be coming out of early access and on console, and that they were going to have to split up the dev team just to have it run on console. And I know there's going to be a ton of people that are going to love it on console, because there's a lot of people that just love that kind of game, and I don't think there is a game anywhere close to like that on console already.
Mm-mm.
But like what Salty was saying, like with how buggy that game is, like the thing that I got really upset with Battlegrounds is like the fact that we went to TwitchCon and we're watching a tournament for the game, and you're watching a spectated view of the game, and the players who are in the tournament are fucking shooting their guns. They're not even shooting at the people that they're shooting at on the spectator screen. Like, the game is terrible to watch esports wise.
Right.
So it's gonna get popular on console, because I at least I think it should, but I hope that they do some definite overhauling of that stuff soon, because I think once it starts dying off on Twitch, it'll start dying off in the game too. Like I'm curious to see how, if the game's good, don't get me wrong, but I'm curious to see how that game would have done if there wasn't so many big streamers playing it every single day. Like if there was a better game out there right now that these bigger streamers could be playing day in and day out rather than having to always rely on PUBG, if that game would still be popular as it is.
Or if maybe they took a little time and said, fuck creating a whole new map and maybe focused on their fucking optimization instead of the same beef I had with Ark. Stop adding fucking content and make it so this bitch runs above 30 frames on my $2,500 fucking computer.
Right. So we shall see when it comes. I have high hopes for the game, and I think that up until this point that they've proven that they care about the game, especially with the weekly and bi-weekly updates and and blog posts saying exactly what they did and what they're working on. I think that speaks volumes. The one thing going along what 42 said about the game being displayed at TwitchCon, it was a very big display for Battlegrounds at TwitchCon. It was its own arena, all of these dedicated, spots for all the gamers. There was seating. It was its own thing. And when people criticized PUBG about the game looking broken, when it's supposed to be a competitive game, their response was, well, we had to test it and see whether or not it could be a tournament game. You decide to test that at the only live streaming convention ever? Like you don't do tests like that not at streaming conventions? It just seemed like a very piss poor response to, the game looked like shit from a spectator mode.
And they were having fucking issues everywhere. Technical issues were taking 10 fucking minutes or something, like, well, we're gonna cut to a fucking ad and we'll be right back.
Yep.
Or cut to your guy on the floor with the awkward ass shitty interview skills that has no fucking reason to be behind a fucking camera, for God's sake.
Right. And here was the other thing too. I was expecting to be in a stadium full of screaming people when I heard that we were going to an H1Z1 invitational event. And the best, like the top 60 H1Z1 players were all in the same room, and we were in the crowd of that event when that final match ended that decided who was the best out of everyone.
It was a fuck ton of money too, right?
50 grand. No, 70 grand.
80 grand.
80 grand for first place.
Yeah. Like $150,000 overall.
When the final round of that H1Z1 Invitational came to a close, the decibel level in that room did not raise a single integer.
I have video proof of that too. I was recording with my GoPro when it ended, and I remember I was showing it to my parents just this morning. I showed them the video of when it ended, and I was like, tell me when you think this ends. Like, tell me when you think the final game is done.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole video clip cut off right at the end because I stopped recording, and they're like, did it end? I was like, yeah. You didn't even notice, did you? Because like the only thing that happened in the building was there was some smoke that poured down right above the commentator stage. And other than that, you heard a couple people like way off in the distance clap, but then everybody else just kind of went on their jolly way.
Damn, did you have to pay to get in there? Or?
No, it was just there.
Other than the TwitchCon tickets, but
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It was just so like when you're in a hockey rink and you're not paying attention and you're not paying attention, you know when a goal is scored because there's a fucking horn, people are screaming, everybody gets out of their seats. That, I'm sure this H1Z1 Invitational was not a proper representation of other H1Z1 sport or other competitive sports.
It still should have been.
It should have been for fucking H1Z1.
They want that
for the amount of money that was? What the fuck?
Yeah.
And it was funny too because they didn't do anything except for a couple smoke machines starting up when the match was done. But whenever the screen that everybody in the stadium was watching, whenever that player got into a cop car, they flashed red and blue lights everywhere in the stadium. And it was like, but it was always like the screen would show the guy in the cop car, red, blue flashing lights. They'd switch over to another character across the map who's not in a cop car, lights would turn off. As soon as they switched back to the cop car, lights were flashing off again. And it was just like, this is so cheesy.
It's
It was
like
funny at first, but I was just like, okay, we get it. He's in a fucking cop car.
Yeah. And the other issue, I say this very lightly because I'm a huge fan of modern technology and cell phones and computers. I think like when you're in a sports arena supporting a local team from your city, 60 to 70% of the people in the building are probably older folk. Like people who have been in that town for a while, who support professional sports. 100% of the people sitting in a rink, in a hockey rink or a baseball stadium or whatever, baseball field or whatever, all of those kids all have access to this. And when you're in an esports arena and you look around, 80% of people are doing this, especially because it's TwitchCon and everybody's a content creator and everybody wants to be uploading every picture, every video. And I'm to blame as well. I was the same way in the arena. I was editing photos. I was uploading shit. But I don't think that helped the crowd situation at H1Z1. But I don't care about H1 at all. In fact, I like talking about H1Z1 actually makes me sort of kind of angry because of the game. But I was excited to be in an arena just watching a competitive sport. Like I was excited to just be there and I was ready to fucking get hype and get up and scream. And there was just none of that. And so
literally the only reason I'm going to the RLCS thing, because I've never been to a video game competition before. I don't know any of the fucking pro players. I'll watch the tournaments when they come up, but it's not like I'm rooting for anybody in particular.
right.
I'm going to go there and just be a fucking asshole. And just fucking like, just as if we were
Hooligan.
in a hockey stadium.
Yeah. And I've seen video from past RLCS events. It's going to be hype. People are going to be like fucking thunder sticks and big signs of talking shit to players. It's going to be dope. But as far as my first esports event, I was let down. Extremely underwhelming. But I mean, that's what happens when, a new thing comes around. There's going to be tests and trials, and we'll see where this goes from here on out.
Yeah. Plus, if nothing else, when we go to RLCS, it's connected to one of the biggest casinos in the area. So
And we just get fucked up.
just get fucked up.
As long as RLCS doesn't do what H1Z1 did, and when second place, who just won $50,000, comes up on stage to accept his prize,
Shit.
guys
Won't
like,
even
oh,
bring it
you
up.
just won like half of my paycheck in one day. How do you feel? Just kidding. Get off stage.
I would have punched that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I would have fucking assaulted him and been in prison after that. I'd be paying my bail with that $50,000. I would have
So
fucked
terrible.
that.
We
dude
all
up.
watched that. We were like, I was looking at Naaackers after, and I'm like, did that just happen? Like,
I
we
would have
being
been
trolled?
screaming if I was in that crowd. I would have been screaming so they could hear it on the fucking stream. Quit being a fucking dick.
I was laughing, but it was very much so an uncomfortable laugh.
Yeah.
Like, whoa my God, what is he saying?
That same guy told the third place guy, go home and get better.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what he told him.
Even though you just won 15 grand, no biggie. That was terrible.
That guy was a fucking douche nozzle.
They tend to hire the worst people for these events half the time. They're usually really awkward. They're a dick, or they don't know what they're doing, or have no idea what they're talking about because they don't watch or anything.
I want to see Witwix host an esports event because that dude is funny. He's a little bit coy and dishes out a little bit of shit, but he's comical. That guy who did the H1Z1 shit was just a straight up dick, and he thought he was gonna be funny. Like
I think
he had
was
that.
Drunk.
You think so?
Oh, probably.
If
Yeah.
you watched the clip that MrFortyTwo, I think, shared, whoever shared that clip online and was like, please get, it might have been Pineapples,
Piney.
actually.
It was Piney. Yeah.
It's
Yep.
funny. Yeah, he was mad because he treated his friend that way.
Yeah. When I saw that, the first thing that popped into my mind was he sounds like the douchebag drunk guy at the house party that just ruins it for everybody because he's just a fucking douchebag.
That high school, speaking of drunk retards, that high school humor of being mean because you think it's funny, shit doesn't fly.
I seriously, it's infuriating for me to watch that clip.
I might be a little bit biased, but I love all of the Rocket League commentators. Whenever they do events, they all have fantastic chemistry. They talk about stats, they talk about players, and they talk about team composition and skill, and it's intriguing to watch. None of that existed at this event.
Because they either play, they do this a lot, they know what they're talking about, and that makes it awesome. You have somebody that doesn't know anything, it's just boring or bad to watch.
Well, and a lot of those guys now, that and when they put CSGO on, what was it, TBS, had that fucking esports, and they still do it, but you're starting to see now sportscasters, like legit. The first RLCS I watched, I was like in awe because it was exactly like watching a fucking football game or a basketball game. The fucking replays were right on point. They knew everybody's fucking name. They were fucking like knew their history, knew last tournament's fucking results and everything. So it's really good to watch, which was why it was a no-brainer to fucking buy those tickets.
Yep.
Because I know it's going to be a fun time anyway, especially with everybody coming into town. But I'm excited for the event itself.
Same.
I was watching one of the RLCS casters today, and somebody actually asked him, and I'm sure he gets asked this all the time, but somebody asked him in his stream, like, how much do you get paid to do what you're doing? And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to say how much, but it's an amount. And even if I wasn't getting paid that amount, it's something I love doing anyway. So I'd probably do it for way cheaper anyway. It's like, that's pretty good when the person just enjoys casting a certain game enough that they would take less money for it.
Yep.
Well, and I still can't. I mean, I could see it being a decent amount of money, especially if you're on like a contract, do all of the RLCS shit, and you have to go to all these events and yada yada. But I still don't see it as being like some ungodly amount of money.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that clip has 132,000 views. Oh, that guy's never getting hired again.
I am not even gonna watch it.
No.
Yeah, it makes me angry.
I will send hate mail to his PO box.
Send him poop.
Shit in a bag and light it on fire, and then put it in a box and send it to him.
Salty likes it dirty and stinky.
Douchebag.
All right, getting that was it for the gaming and news discussions. I forgot to read off I'm gonna do that right now because I've been fucking up doing that lately. Nip Nops, Gippy, Sonder, Weenie, Digi, Salty, Good Bowler, Dustles, Shadow Pro. I want to give you guys extreme thanks. Radioactive Bacon, Blackwrath, thank you so much for posting links to articles in the news channel and Discord. Every single time I'm writing the script for a podcast, I go back and I check this channel and read over all of the articles. So thank you so much for the people that have taken the time to submit news articles to the Discord. I sincerely appreciate it. It helps me. It helps us, as a collaborative effort. So thank you. Moving right the fuck along to the final portion of the show, the question and answer. So we take questions from chat and we answer them at the end of the show. The first one is from Middle Age Stream, and he says, When will be the video release of SaltySam's sick garage dance moves? Is this regarding the time you accidentally went live?
No.
Okay.
This is regarding the video I did for Robot's channel.
Okay.
When we rickrolled him in the video, and I had Vans come over with his fucking drone, and we shot passerby shots for the Rick Astley song, just like the music video has all the ones where he's like standing on a fence, and then the ones where he's in a trench coat and the drone's just flying around him. I did those shots for that video.
Have you not seen it?
So
Naaackers?
it's just me
No, I saw it.
doing it's
Okay.
me doing a dumbass dance for like 5 seconds in all jeans, like because he had like the Canadian tuxedo on in the music video, and then the other one I'm wearing a trench coat and black pants or jean pants and big sunglasses, just like he was in the video.
Dedication.
But never. I literally, Vans and I, it was 2 or 3 takes on each outfit, and that was it. It was like 10-second clips.
That was it.
That was it.
All right. Fair enough. Next question comes from Good Bowler. When is the dance party at Salty Sam's shop happening?
I don't know.
This
It's almost
weekend?
winter time. Yeah, sure. I don't know if there's enough room to really fucking like deck out. You're gonna. I have so much leftover, not leftover lumber, but just like accumulated lumber from projects in my garage that I either need to build some shit or I need to build a rack to put all this shit up because it takes up like a quarter of my garage.
Build yourself a dance floor.
Yeah.
Next question comes from Middle Age Stream. What overly hyped game will you not be purchasing this holiday season? You go from the top down, Salty first.
I'm probably not going to purchase Destiny 2.
Destiny 2. I won't be purchasing it.
What other overly hyped games are even coming out before?
There's Battlefront 2. There's,
World War II
COD.
just came out, yeah.
COD came out.
Oh, I guess COD, I would say then.
I don't know. I'm probably going to be buying Destiny 2. I'm going to be buying COD because I want to play the campaign. And I'm going to be buying Battlefront because I want to play the campaign. So as far as other overly hyped games, I don't know. Like I don't plan on playing Battlefront or COD multiplayer unless it's like a random party night and I just need something to play. But if there is a new Star Wars campaign coming out in 2017, I feel like it's kind of a sin if I do not play it. So pretty good chance I'll be buying that. And I've heard really good things about the COD campaign so far, even though people are beating it in 8 to 10 hours. I'm hearing a lot of good things.
It's a COD game, though. I mean, all of them you beat in 8 to 10 hours.
And I'll probably play it on the hardest difficulty they offer just to try and elongate that a little bit. But I don't think there isn't a hype game. Like 42 was saying, what other super hype games are there that are coming out other than the ones that are already mentioned?
I feel like Battlefront's a good answer to that question.
Okay.
I'm not buying Battlefront 2.
Didn't you buy Battlefront 1? Remember, a few people bought Battlefront 1. It lasted maybe a week at GSN.
Yeah, not long.
I got tired of playing it in the beta because I want to say, who the fuck gave me that? Somebody gave me their account to use so I could play it.
The first beta or second?
Oh, it's Preacher. Preacher let me use his account on the Battlefront 1.
Okay.
To play it because he was out of town that week or whatever. And I got bored of it in that fucking first week. I didn't buy it. So I'll wait and see what people say about it before I do anything.
I think I played, Winnie can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I played Battlefront 2 beta 2 days, probably anywhere from 2 to 4 hours both days. There was some severe imbalance to the multiplayer when it came to certain characters and their abilities, and it made it extremely frustrating to get into day one. Like playing that game for the first time was extremely frustrating. Still a little bit of fun, but I don't see myself playing the multiplayer version of that game. I had more fun when Battlefront was just playing NPCs, Xbox, PlayStation 2 days. So we'll see. Next question comes from Paul. Do you all collect anything in particular? A la, is this like, is a la as in a la carte? Do you or maybe there's letters missing? Do you all collect anything in particular, a la MrFortyTwo's hats, knives, cigars, keychains, etc.?
Collect a lot of shit.
Yeah, Salty loves his guns.
I got a fuck ton of guns. I've also got a fuck ton of hats. I just don't wear them because it makes these uncomfortable. Tools, but probably the most money I have invested would probably be guns.
Really?
Absolutely.
Guns are expensive.
Fucking mile. I spent $5,000 on guns in 1 year. The year that Maryland outlawed every fucking thing, I spent $5,000 in 2 months.
Oh my god.
On
Jesus
shit that would
Christ.
be illegal to buy now.
Woo! That's insane. Okay. Speed.
Fuck it. YOLO.
YOLO.
I used to collect knives when I was little. When I was little. I don't really say I collect guns because I don't have like a lot. I have a decent amount, but it's not like an outrageous amount to say that I collect them.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess you can say knives and guns.
Also, real quick, the guy who said he doesn't like spending money just admitted to spending $5,000 worth
It's
of guns in 2 months.
But I had so much saved from not spending shit that $5,000 wasn't even a drop in the fucking bucket.
Jesus Christ.
I saved $14,000 the first year I moved out of my mom's house just because I didn't have dick at my house.
Just putting it all away.
Just working as much as I possibly could, and I never went out. I bought stuff when I needed it, but like I will spend money on shit that I really care about. I built this fucking computer. There's probably $3,000 in shit sitting on my desk right now. But if the only reason I bought all those guns was because they were literally going to be illegal in like 5 months.
Yeah.
I just pulled the trigger. But I haven't bought a gun since then.
We're
Okay.
preparing for the future.
Yeah. Buy a bunch of ammo now. Actually, that's what I was doing yesterday. My father-in-law has a huge skeet shooting oyster scold every year on his farm. So there's like 50 people there shooting shotguns and fucking eating all kinds of food. It's like a
Shotguns
open
and food,
barbecue
man.
pit, smoking
Mhm.
meat all night into the morning. And then he had scolded oysters once the sun went down.
Ooh.
So fucking good. So, I mean, in my area, it's really nothing. It's like there's nothing to fucking have a fuck ton of guns. Shoot them all the fucking time.
You
Okay.
need a gun, Naaackers.
No.
I'll
You live
buy
in
a
Michigan,
gun.
dude. You can do whatever the fuck you want up there.
I have no desire nor need to own a weapon.
I'll buy
Love it.
you. Man, I'll buy you a gun for your birthday. You and Robot have the same.
I don't want a gun. I just
You'll have a gun. You're gonna have a gun. You're gonna like it.
my stance on owning a weapon
You better be
in
careful what you say.
yeah, we're about to trigger a lot of fucking people. My
You're about to. I'm
stance
not going to.
my stance is me, myself, and I owning a weapon would give me opportunity to put myself into situations that I normally would not get into because of the ego boost and mentality change of having that weapon on me.
Oh,
It would-
I mean, it shouldn't cause an ego boost. I mean, I carry all the time. It just act like I don't carry.
You don't walk around with an extra inch of your dick knowing that you have a firearm on you?
That's the wrong idea.
It's just like throwing
There's
your
people
wallet
that
in your
do
pocket
that.
after a while, dude.
I mean, there's people that do
exactly.
that and they shouldn't carry a gun because they act like complete douches because, oh man, I have a gun. You have those people that have their gun a little bit out so everybody can see it and be like, yeah, I got a gun, but I mean, I'm trying not to show anybody that I got a gun.
Right.
Real,
You have those
real
people.
fucking gun owners, safe fucking gun owners that don't want to put themselves in a position where somebody's gonna rob your fucking ass. Because most people that do that shit that Speed's talking about are the biggest pussies in the fucking world. They're not gonna be able to pull that gun if they need to, and the other person is gonna snatch that bitch off their hip way before they get a shot off. So, real people that know what the fuck they're doing and have the training and the fucking like mentality in their head of what it takes to pull that fucking trigger when it's necessary.
Right.
I don't want anybody to know it. ever. I had a gun the whole time I was in Michigan last time we were there.
Yeah, I had no
Nobody
idea.
ever knew.
Yep.
I didn't fucking make it apparent.
I just don't. The opposing argument is you never know when you're going to need it. But I've made it 27 years not needing a gun. I don't see the need to start owning one now.
It's better to have it than not need it than not have it.
I don't really give a shit what anybody else does. Just don't tell
Yeah,
me
I
I
mean-
can't have it.
Don't
You
take
don't have
my
a gun, then fuck it. But if you're gonna not have a gun because it makes you uncomfortable,
It's fine.
I have no
yeah.
issue with that. But me having a gun shouldn't make anybody else uncomfortable.
Speed, if you get me a gun, make it look like the ones I have on my Grand Theft Auto 5 character. Hot
It will be
pink,
pink. It will be pink and small.
unicorn
They make 'em.
dragons on the handle, a silencer
They
so
make
it's
'em.
cute and quiet.
There is a lot of pink guns on the market. You can get ARs that are pink.
I think if I was surrounded by people like you, I would probably be more inclined to own one. But it's just the fucking... Don't show it on stream, Salty.
All I showed was a holster.
it was see-through. I just there's that stereotype of guns
That's perpetuated by people like you.
and gun. What? What? Why? Wait. Why do you think I'm part of that stereotype?
I'm saying it's perpetuated by people who oppose guns.
I don't oppose guns. I don't think guns are right for me. That's my whole thing. I don't have a problem with guns or people owning guns whatsoever. I just don't think I'm the right kind of person to own a gun. That's my strict stance. You want to have guns? You want to shoot guns? Fucking America. I don't give a shit. You do. Everybody does what they want to do. I'm not putting a hold on nobody, but I just don't. There's no desire. There's just no desire or need. I'm sure if I'm not even gonna go down that road because it's really fucking dark, and of course I'm gonna jinx myself if I say something like this. But maybe something will change one day. But I've gotten this far. Just don't think it's a necessity. But if you want to shoot guns, I'm all about it, man. I'm all about freedom of gun running and gun shooting. Why are you smiling, 42?
Someone asked him what he thought about guns.
I'm sitting here just looking on Amazon for Christmas presents.
What?
I was just gonna let you guys have your conversation. This
Well,
is a
fucking
whole part.
interject, motherfucker. This
I'm not-
isn't Crocs
I'm
and 3 pockets.
No, but I don't want to. I don't need guns myself. I mean, obviously I can have one, but I'd have to go through a fucking a million hoops to get one here. But I don't know.
Yeah, your laws
That
are
stuff
worse
is-
than New York's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
just-
don't follow
just-
any of that stuff. When it comes to gun stuff in America, I just go so hands off with it. I don't want to even listen to it because I understand the side of both people. I understand there's people that want to have them and they want them for good reasons. I know there's people that don't want them, like Naaackers does, and I don't know. Shouldn't it just be if you want it, get one. If you don't want it, don't get one.
Yeah,
Two-
that's
Kind of
fine.
my whole thing.
Right.
That's my whole thing about most people think because I love guns that I'm some alt-right fucking psycho Nazi motherfucker. And I'm like, look, dude, I am the most libertarian person you've ever met in your life. I don't give a fuck what you want to do. You want to get married and you're gay? Go for it. You want to fucking be called by 18 different pronouns? Whatever. I don't care. But I just don't want people to fucking step in my shit
Right.
when I'm not stepping in your shit.
And to sort of elaborate, that's not a reason why I would want to get a gun, or that's not what I think. My fear is that having the weapon will give me false confidence into not being places that I shouldn't, but it would put me into places where I just would not normally go, or just make me think different. It's kind of hard to explain, but I'm afraid that if I didn't have it, and I know that I'm not I would say strong enough or confident enough to have that responsibility, it's probably better to just leave to the next guy. And I'll focus on perfecting my dick sucking craft. Everybody's got their place in this world, all right? I'm going to suck the best goddamn dick out of anybody, all right? So, and that's kind of my stance on it. I'm just like, gotten this far, other people love their guns. I'm just going to let those people love their guns, and I'm going to suck dick.
Anyway.
What'd you find for your family for Christmas, 42?
Not much. I'm still looking.
No guns?
Nerf guns.
All right. We did not segue, so we're just going to move on to the next question. This one's from Mr. Vansman. You're given $1 million to donate anonymously to charity or a stranger. How would you dispose of it?
To a stranger?
I could just kill with two birds with one stone and just fucking like Kickstarter healthcare that shit. Every once in a while, I donate to random Kickstarters. Just like the ones where, like, I know I feel so bad for the people. It'll be like their fucking kid has cancer, money, or yada, yada, yada. And it's like, fuck, man. That's rough as shit. Couldn't imagine being in your situation. That's what I would do. Just straight to people who are getting fucked by life and need some.
Probably the same route I would go is people who are unfortunate enough to get hit with, you know, I was going to say lethal diseases. What's the actual medical term? Terminal illnesses. Because that's just fucking unfortunate luck of the draw when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I'd probably put it into healthcare of some sort. Speed Dickle.
Yeah, this would be the same thing as well.
Okay. Second to last question from Paul. Who's getting COD World War II when it goes on sale? Deep sale. $45.
Nah.
Me?
I probably still won't get it.
I'm alone.
I'll probably be watching one of you guys stream the campaign. I mean, I don't see myself wanting to play it.
Okay.
I find myself having to really convince myself to buy a game nowadays.
Me too. Like, I spent
Especially
30 minutes
AAA
thinking
titles.
about
It didn't take me that long to buy Fortnite, but it's because I got to play the game for free initially. And then somebody told me what the real game was about, and I was like, well, that's fucking right up my alley. Goodbye. And I still didn't buy it until it was 40% off.
Come on, Salty.
Fuck. But I did buy Wolfenstein 2, but I bought it for PlayStation 4.
How dare you?
I was buying Crash Bandicoot
Oh, okay.
remaster at the same time, and I was like, fuck it. My wife bought me this PS4, and I haven't played an hour of games on it in 2 years.
Also, side note, let's play some beer pong this weekend.
Yeah, I've got an 8-foot beer pong table. And I'm going to have to get Vans over the house sometime this week so we can get this garage figured out, because it's supposed to be nice all week, so I don't really feel like we're going to need to start a fire, but I want to have the option there.
Okay.
The wood stove back in, so I just have to move a bunch of shit. You could see in the clips from Robots videos, there's just a bunch of crap.
All right. Sweet. Last question comes from Good Bowler. What game would you play if you could play only one game for the rest of your life?
I have no idea.
Probably say Ark.
I have no idea.
I would have to say it's either got to be Star Wars Galaxies or World of Warcraft, just because there's so much replayability to it at this point.
I have no fucking idea. My knee-jerk reaction is to say Rocket League, but I know that after 2,000 hours, probably get sick of that game. It's got to be something that's open-ended, something that doesn't end when the story ends. It's got to have a multiplayer aspect. Like, as long as there's a player base for the game.
Sounds like you want to play No Man's Sky.
Oh God, no! Couldn't fucking pay me to go into that game.
That's why I picked Ark. You can just keep modding it to your heart's content.
Right. It has to be something that has mod capabilities. I would probably say I would pick Grand Theft Auto 4 over Grand Theft Auto 5 because the multiplayer aspect,
the dog shit out of that game,
yeah,
dude.
I fucking love that game. So if I had to pick, if I could still play multiplayer with people, Grand Theft Auto 4.
I don't know what game I would pick.
How the fucking answer the goddamn question?
If I'd have to pick a game, it'd be the game I played the most, and I guess Arma 3.
Good answer. Because I mean, that is probably one of the best answers, despite the history of role playing and
There's just
what
so many
role playing does to
different types of
people.
game modes you can
Yep.
play.
And like, imagine the amount of roles and jobs that you could add to that game. So it's probably a good choice.
Shower with your dad, Sim.
I don't have to play that game. I do that in real life.
Every day.
Every day, bro. All right, well, that is going to be it for not only the question and answer portion of the show, but that is going to be it for the podcast as a whole. So before we end the show, what we're going to do is we're going to go around and give everybody opportunity to say what the fuck they got going on in their life, whether they got any cool releases or content coming up in their online life, and they're going to announce their social media as well. So if you guys are so inclined to give them a follow, you can do that. So Mr. Salty Sam, start with you.
My name is the Salty Sam on Twitch and Twitter, and Salty All Day on Instagram. I have jack shit going on. Next weekend's gonna be fun as fuck. And I'll see y'all in the chats of all their respective streams.
I'm SpeedDemon. You can find me on the GSM forums and Discord, and on Twitter at SpeedDemon2533.
I am MrFortyTwo on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitch. I typically stream every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. This week I'm on call, so I'll probably be streaming off and on just random times during the week.
Again?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
It's-
You were just on call.
well before TwitchCon.
You were just on call.
That's the life, man. But
Oh, God.
pays for a house that I can live in by myself, so I don't mind.
There you go.
Boner
But
kill.
like I said, it's gonna be snowy and shitty outside. I'd rather be on call and just stay home and play video games.
stuck
I might
out
have
in
to
the
go
fucking
out,
weather.
but
This is true.
yeah, it's actually supposed to be nicer this week. There's no snow, no more snow falling. It's just gonna be sunny out and a little bit chilly, so it's not
I
a
want
bad
snow
week at
so
all.
bad. I haven't had snow in years, and it's like
I'll
an
fucking
inch of
switch
snow.
you, man. I'll switch you any day.
I just
I
come
love
live
snow,
with
but-
you. How does that sound? But you have an
No,
extra room.
No, I just said I love living by myself. No, fuck you.
You won't even know I'm there. I'm at work and okay.
I was about to say, it just works 24
You're
hours
gonna
a
cut
day,
me.
7 days a
Yeah.
week.
Let's see how many bodies you can drag into Mr. 42's apartment before he finds out, Speed. We all know what
Well,
you
you
do
can
in
just
your off
dump them
time.
outside. It's cold enough to keep the smell off them.
Yeah.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah, and then just other than that, MrFortyTwo TV on Twitter.
My name is Naaackers, and this stream is actually sponsored by H1Z1. So somebody please, for the love of fucking hell, use this 20% off code to get your copy of
Put
H1Z1.
it flatter.
It's too bright if I do it that way. I have to do it sideways.
We cannot read it.
If anybody wants this fucking, you know what? Fuck it. This fucking stupid ass game and its stupid ass code. 20% off? Who wants 20% off? Nobody. It's seriously, if anyone wants that code, it's officially gone. So yeah, there was a 20% code I had, but it's gone now. However, both MrFortyTwo and Matt Weenie also both have 20% off H1Z1. So if you have not had a chance to purchase the game already, hit one of them up. They'll give you a code.
Don't purchase it. It's a trap.
It is a great game. They have treated me with nothing but the utmost respect for this podcast. So it's a great game. Go out and buy it. Anyways, my name is Naaackers. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Naaackers with 3 A's, or you can find me on this very channel. Stream 5 times a week, but you guys already fucking knew that. So let's get the fuck out of here. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us for this podcast. It's been a minute since we've had a free for all episode, and it was an absolute pleasure to be your guys' entertainment for the night. So if you guys are looking for more action, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait 2 more weeks for the next free for all podcast. Next week, I will be in.
You don't even know where you're going.
Maryland.
I'm gonna be in Maryland, but also gonna be in Washington D.C., which is actually in Oregon. So I'm super excited. I've never been to Oregon before, and I'm super excited to get to that state. But yeah, I'm gonna be in Maryland for the RLCS Rocket League Championship Series Finals. So there will not be a podcast next week. But in 2 weeks there will be another free for all episode, and of course it's gonna be episode number 45. Of the Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast. So again, sincerely, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We're going to get the fuck out of here and get some snacks and get some sleep. So can I get a wholesome goodbye?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Just